After a night full of emotions for the final home game, some different sensations tonight with some NHL debuts, including Ryan Green, just finished up his collegiate career, and the young Russian phenom, Ivan Demidov, set to lace it up for the Canadiens for the first time. The penultimate game of the season for the Hawks brings us to La Belle Province, Montreal, where the Hawks and Canadiens meet for the second and final time right here at Bell Center. Always terrific when these two original six teams go at it. Lots of youth, both these lineups. Great buzz in this building. One of the best in the league. Terrific atmosphere. Big game for Montreal. They can clinch a playoff spot with a win. Hawks, meantime, playing pretty well. They have points for the last 6 games. Rick Ball, Darren Pang in the broadcast booth with you. Glad to have you with us right here on Chicago Sports Network. Hawks looking to build on another solid effort against Winnipeg the other night, Panger. Didn't result in a win. They lose to the top team in the league in a shootout, but played very well on a very emotional night as well.
Well, when you look at the way that the Hawks played against Washington in Washington with all that energy and Ovechkin chasing and eventually tying Gretzky, the Hawks responded to that one. Then they go up against the #1 team, the Winnipeg Jets, in what was an extremely emotional day. You ask any one of the players how it was knowing that Alec Martinez and knowing that Pat Maroon are going to retire and the whole day in the lead up to it. But what they got was great goaltending from Spencer Knight early. Nick Foligno bangs home 2 goals, power play goal there from Connor Bedard, and I think all in all, there were so many good things against a really good team, but great respect by the Winnipeg Jets, Rick, in showing Alec Martinez and Pat Maroon their respects. They deserve that. 6 Stanley Cups between them, and what an evening for them to say goodbye to their NHL careers.
So 2 vets who each won 3 cups, as you mentioned, finished their careers last game. A couple of players start their careers tonight. Ryan Green for the Hawks, Ivan Demidov for Montreal. Demidov, Levshunov. Levshunov 2 overall, Demidov 5 overall. Leaves the KHL to come to play his first game tonight. That should be a terrific matchup.
Well, a lot of fans are going to be closely watching this, and this is only one game that you're going to be seeing. And the roar of the crowd when Ivan Demidov came off for the rookie lap was incredible. And you can feel the buzz here in Montreal, the anticipation and the welcoming the young Russian into their lineup. For Levshunov, he's a big, burly, right-handed defenseman. These are not the same players whatsoever. You know, you want to win championships, you start with the back end, and the Hawks needed to fill up that right side of the ledger on the defensive side of it. They tried to actually make a trade and get Demidov at number 4. They couldn't make that swing. I'm really looking forward to this. Ryan Green, he went for the rookie lap. He's got his mom and dad, his grandma, his grandpa. He's got his Boston U Terriers here after losing in the final of the Frozen Four. The kid's got great upside. I'm really looking forward to seeing Ryan Green play.
7th Hawk to make his rookie debut in the National Hockey League this season. It's all about the kids and going forward. Get a chance to take a look at Ryan Green. What an atmosphere. It's buzzing, obviously, with Demidov in the game. It's a big game for Montreal. Should be a fun one tonight, Banger.
Yeah, I mean, it's all desperation for Montreal. They win, they're in. Who would have thought that at the beginning of the year? This is something for Hawk fans and the Blackhawk players in the organization to see that it can happen, and maybe earlier than Montreal even thought. But the Montreal Canadiens have not started their games on time, their last 5 games. Let's see if the Hawks can take advantage of that early in the game and quiet this great crowd down a little bit.
Hawks playing pretty well, too. They've got points in 4 of their last 6 games, Panger, and they look to keep that going. In fact, they've won 13 of the last 19 meetings with Montreal, including that 4-2 win early in the year. Earlier this year, back in January. Face-off coming up in a matter of minutes right here on Chicago Sports Network.
You'll be back!
discounts on all your home improvement needs. And by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Don't just witness Blackhawks hockey, own a piece of it. As part of the Blackhawks Classics program presented by Bud Light, you can claim your limited edition commemorative ticket for any home game you've attended this season. Learn more on blackhawks.com/classics. The Hawks' final road trip starts tonight in Montreal, and Chicago wants to finish the season strong. Puck drop coming your way next on Chicago Sports Network. Blue Shield of Illinois. Choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. The card to carry through it all. Nick Foligno had a pair of goals in the first meeting, a 4-2 win for the Hawks January 3rd, and that man right there, Arvid Soderblom, was terrific. He stopped 38 of 40 for the win. Had a solid outing in Boston on Thursday, his last game as well, a 5-2 win over the Bruins. Sam Montembeault gets the start at the other end. 13th start the last 16 for Montreal. He's 2-1-1 in his career against the Blackhawks.
Yeah, and Rick Anders Sorensen, he's got 10 former first-round picks on the roster. So some of them of the older variety like Foligno and Murphy, and obviously the younger ones that are playing their first games. And also Ryan Green, a second-round draft pick here as well, and Marty St. Louis. They lost in the 21 final to Tampa Bay in 5 games. And there's Ryan Green getting the nod here. Another good moment for a young player playing his first game.
First face-off in the NHL. Dvorak wins it. This one underway. Glad to have you with us on Chicago Sports Network. Gooley fires the puck in and around. Picked up on the far side by Gallagher. Chopped down low. Rinzel pressure by Anderson. Knocked him over. Dvorak gets the puck. Throws the pass to the circle. It's chipped away by Vlasic. Settled down by Foligno. Bank behind the net to Sam Rinzel. He'll feed it to the line. Not out. Kept onside. Swatted deep one more time. Soderblom will stop that behind the goal and give it to Rinzel. Turns with a backhand pass. Or can't clear. But the play across by Lane Hudson comes outside the zone. Lions, as always, brought to you by Coors Light. Here's Gallagher trying to cut in front. Lost the handle. Able to get a shot away. Flipped it high over the crossbar. Gallagher pass in front. Blocked by Soderblom. Put the paddle out. And puck finally off the glass by Green, who needs a change as he banks it all the way back to the blue line.
That is your welcome to the National Hockey League, man. What a push right off the hop.
Here's Suzuki carrying in down the right side. He'll stop, shadowed by big Louis Crevier, the Quebec City native. Mikheyev knocked down, gets back up, and he'll drop it off. Pass back, wasn't looking, fires a hot one across. Murphy takes control. Hawks bring it out, 3 of them over the line. Murphy's pass across, tipped away, and the puck stays outside the zone. Donato took a pretty good bump there from Slafkovsky.
Oh, he's going to go off for a quick change. That was a big hit there by Slafkovsky. Donato was on the kind of the wrong side of it, reaching for the puck, and he got popped.
Connor Bedard. Bedard takes the puck, bumps it back into his own zone. And that, you can hear it, the first shift for Ivan Demidov as number 93 steps on the ice. The crowd roars, puck to the blue line, and it's carried out now by Teravainen. Here's Bedard down the wing. In off the glass. Puck rolls in deep.
What a feeling for Demidov. What a feeling. And in a pressure situation.
49 points, 65 games with St. Petersburg in the KHL, the most ever by a teenager. Passing Kirill Kaprizov.
And a hit right off the hop there on Nazar.
Nazar's back on his feet, chasing into the zone. That's tipped in high, and it winds up going over the glass. Not a play with exactly 2 minutes gone in the opening period.
Oh, man, this crowd is buzzing right off the hop, and if that doesn't get your attention. But that first shift by the Montreal Canadiens was solid with, when you look at Dvorak and Gallagher and Anderson, and Gallagher gets a chance right off the hop, and then get fresh bodies in there. And here's that hit by Slafkovsky right there. As you see, Donato was going one way, and then Demidov finishes off his check, much to the delight of this capacity crowd here in Montreal. It's always a good one to get out of the way. A lot of people don't know what he's all about.
Yeah.
You know, in his draft year, it's not like everyone out there that are scouts saw him live. That's not the case.
You mentioned in the intro, Panger, the Hawks tried to trade up to get him as well at number 4 overall. Couldn't get that deal done. In the draft in the summer, Laine, a little flip pass on the far side. Evans turns and puts it back behind the net. Levshinov's there. Feeds it ahead. Veleno, the Montreal native, got the puck to the line, not out. Kaiser's second chance, coughed up. Laine swings in. Settle it down with a pass to Evans, tip back. Laine on it again. Protects the puck. Now a shot from the line was going wide. It's chipped off the glass, and Slaggert will scoop it up with a chance to bring it out. Picked up at center ice by Savard. He'll sweep it over on the near side for Jake Evans. Settles down as both teams make changes. Long feed finds its mark. Anderson carries in with a shot. That's off the stick of Levshinov into the corner. Moore with a pass up the boards, and on it now is Green. He's got some speed through center. Gains the line, trying to pull it across, but it's knocked off his stick by the defenseman Mike Matheson. Moore on the puck. He'll leave it for Foligno. Played all the way around for Crevier. Down the boards, Green sweeps at it, tip behind. Here's Foligno. Working in behind the net, trying to get in front, put it through the crease. And out the other side, Foligno has 3 goals his last 2 games, and he's got some pop here on this shift. Hassling Matheson, who muscles the puck up the boards and is cleared out by Gallagher.
Yeah, he's got the 2 young kids. They got the wheels, and he made a good play behind the net.
Donato over the blue line, sitting on 31 goals, plays it in deep. Mikheyev behind, tied up, stick lifted. Slafkovsky corrals the loose puck, and the high flipper finds its way out to center.
And Slafkovsky is a good example of having to have patience with a high first-round draft pick, and he's finally, at this point, coming into his own now.
Here's Mikheyev on the attack with a pass. Donato fires it over. That's broken up. Vlasic gets to it. Now it's played across, and that'll be taken by Cole Caulfield. First period is always brought to you by Toyota. Past the 4-minute mark of the opening frame. Gooley with a feed to Suzuki. Puck deep. Vlasic chases. Nazar gets it ahead. Bertuzzi brings it out. He's got Teravainen with him. Rinzel joins the rush as well. Now he turns back as Bertuzzi and Teravainen head in. Teravainen has Nazar in the slot. The pass tipped away. Good stick there by Nick Suzuki as he races to the bench for a change. Kaiser's pass steered into the zone by Teravainen. Nazar trying to catch up to it. Montembeault stops that behind the net with a play up the near boards. Cut off. Teravainen. Bertuzzi with a shot. Changed direction off a stick. Montembeault able to make the save. And he hangs on.
Well, that quiet things down a little bit here. The Hawks having a hard time getting their footing early, but they're going up against a desperate team that need 2 points. They get the 2 points during the playoffs. So it means everything to the Montreal Canadiens. And then a couple of shifts after the havoc early on, Nick Foligno makes a play, trying to go across there to Green. And Green's stick get tied up in knots a little bit right there, and there's a quick play by Bertuzzi in the slot, getting it on net. Since the Four Nations tournament, the Montreal Canadiens are 14-5-5. Going into it, they were 1-7-1,
yeah,
and no chance anybody thought they were a playoff team.
And at that time, they were in 12th place in the Eastern Conference, and people thought they'd be a sell team at the deadline. They'd been on a roll, one of the hottest teams in the league since the break, Panger, and you said 2 points away of clinching that final playoff spot in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, now they've got to be strong on pucks a little bit more, not giving them away because there is some pressure on them, but have that calmness and have that strength on the pucks.
Matheson, that pass off the mark. Levshunov will chase back. Icing waved off. Levshunov gets to it. He'll circle and feed it ahead for Slager. Cut off by Dvorak. Bumped by Levshunov, who goes at him with a hit with the shoulder, and now it's played back around to Connor Murphy.
How about Levshunov in the pregame warm-up interview?
He was excited.
Oh, he's happy for Demidov. I'm happy for him. This is great. He's a great building. These are great fans.
Murphy lets one go. Deflected pad saved by Montembeault. Got the left leg out to stop that chance. Good look there as Murphy fed the puck to the front of the goal. Now it's worked back in by Montreal. Down the boards, Demidov cuts in deep, throws it in front. It's gone! First point, Demidov on a setup for Newhook. And it's 1-0 Canadiens.
Well, as advertised, as a slippery player on the offensive side of it, he's going to be on your right side of your screen. Demidov here, he holds on, he waits, he shakes and he bakes there, and he goes to forehand and then he puts it to the slot where no one has got Alex Newhook covered. And the Hawks failed to get any player collapsing down low. Newhook, the center iceman, gets inside and jams it home. Tough play for Soderblom. Great play by Demidov in his first NHL point on his third NHL shift.
15 goals for number 15 for Montreal. Ends a run where they'd given up the first goal in 5 straight. And the Hawks down by 1. Just past the 6-minute mark now in the opening period. Sam Rinzel pressure. Fires it across to his partner, Vlasic. Long feed for Foligno's off the mark. He dove, trying to touch the puck, missed, and that'll go all the way down for an icing call. All right, Pango, let's see where you're keeping an eye on for Illinois Lottery, what to look for.
Well, you're going to take on water early. You got to hold the fort. And I thought getting on the Canadiens early, because they've allowed that first goal against in 5 straight, as you'd mentioned. They've had poor starts, and find, oh, there's Demidov acknowledging the crowd right there as they just gave it the old first point, assist on the goal. But you got to find Lane Hudson too. I mean, you got to find him, you got to trap him. The kid has got some slick wheels.
Dooley with a shot high off the glass. Oliver Moore corrals the puck for the Hawks. 4 of them break out, Moore down the wing. Pushed off the play by Slavkovsky. Puck shoveled in by Green. Hawks change. Canadiens back to it. Caulfield retreats. Well, they love him already here in Montreal. Hasn't taken long.
Those are a chance of Demidov.
They are, yeah. Caulfield cuts to the middle, takes a walk, stop, big save, rebound blocked on the second chance by Suzuki, and a good play by Levshunov. Hawks break out, 4-on-1, Levshunov, pass in front off the stick of Mikheyev, who put it wide. He couldn't get a clean shot away. That close to being all tied up. Levshunov feeds it over, here's Kaiser with a wrister, and the puck hit traffic in front. Batted ahead, Slavkovsky settles it down.
Oh, that's a good counter shift by Levshunov right there. Good play to get up the ice, breaks it up defensively, and then moves up there. Made a good play to Mikheyev, who just didn't have a firm hand on that stick.
Mikheyev looking for his 21st. That would tie a career-high shot by Bedard. Is off a stick wide. Puck comes back around. And it's controlled now by Montreal. Worked out to center ice by Gould. Swept away. Teravainen plays it back. Murphy ahead now to Frank Nazar. Teravainen passes over. Murphy works the puck to Nazar. Back to Teravainen. Played in deep. Matheson there to pick it off. Tempo to this opening period. Canadiens get it in. Laine. That pass just out of the reach. Intended for Kapanen. Evans gets it back up the boards to the point. Struble with a shot block. Good play, Nazar, and away he goes. 3 Hawks through center. Frank Nazar in with Teravainen, takes control. Teravainen, fan got it back, put it in front. That misses everybody. Nazar to the loose puck with a play back to the blue line. That's picked off. Good stick there by Evans, who gains center and plays it in deep. Sam Rinzel, Vlasic now, watched out by Gallagher. Passes over to Rinzel. He'll carry the puck to center ice. Gains the red line, plays that in off the glass. Slager gets to it in the corner, chipped away, banked ahead, kept in for a moment. Reichel on the puck now. He'll work it down the boards. Veleno try to get it back to him. Here's Joe Veleno with a pass in front off the stick of Struble, and then turned aside by Montembeault off his own man. as it comes back to Rinzel. He'll make a move, trying to cut off the boards. Gets the pass through, back to Rinzel. Put it off the outside of the net. Almost his first goal in the NHL. Now Veleno with a look. He'll spin. Joe Veleno making moves in deep. Cuts him behind. Flipped in front. Slaggert swatting at a puck that goes just wide. And the Canadians forced to fire it around and all the way down the ice. Some terrific pressure by the Hawks. And an icing call on Montreal.
Great pressure right there. And that's just good hard work. Before that, the Montreal Canadiens counter. The Hawks are backing in a little bit too much. You can't do that with a Cole Caulfield, especially with the way that he shoots that puck. You get away with that, and there goes Levshunov the other way from the defensive zone to the offensive zone. Makes the pass across, and Rinzel with some good mitts right here, bringing it back, but it went just on the outside of the post, hitting the netting on the glove side of the goaltender Montembeault.
Montreal with a face-off win. The puck lifted to center. Levshunov there to settle it down. Played across. Kaiser with it. Now Connor Bedard. Checked at center ice by Dvorak. Chipped in by Anderson. Levshunov bumped in the corner. Swept back to Newhook, the goal scorer. He'll put it back around. Demidov takes a pretty good bump there from Levshunov. They stick with it though. Passing to Newhook. Matheson. That's blocked in front by Kaiser. Chipped to the boards by Mikheyev, but Demidov drops it back. Carrying with a shot that whistles wide. Matheson jabs the puck as he activates from the blue line. Mikheyev over to it. Tight quarters deep in the zone.
Yeah, that's great coverage by Montreal there. He had nowhere to go.
Just onside, passed over. Here's Newhook again with the shot. He put that wide. That comes around to Donato, and he'll get the puck to the blue line and out to Connor Bedard.
Alex Hook also from Newfoundland, and Ryan Green knows him very well. Ryan Green's got a couple of heroes. Remember Teddy Purcell?
Absolutely.
A real good forward, played for Tampa, played for LA. That's one of his idols. That's a kind of a guy that he grew up emulating, and then obviously Purcell ended up being in the NHL. Newhook, a good one in the NHL for sure.
Green played with Lane Hutson as well for a couple seasons at Boston University. Boy, Hudson's having a terrific season. Leads all rookie scores.
Well, he might walk away with the call there.
And that would be the first one for a Canadian since Ken Dryden in the early 70s.
That's incredible, with all the great players that they've had in Montreal.
Crevier ahead to Foligno. He'll settle it down.
Including our very own Chris Chelios.
Yes.
That Lane Hutson just passed him on the D rookie points list for a season.
Louis Crevier cool off a little here after a frantic start just past the midway mark of this opening period. Murphy's pass for Nazar, a little too far. Gets onto it though with a play ahead just off the bench. Bertuzzi gains the line, feeds it over, one-timer Teravainen off the stick of Goulet. And the puck goes out of play. 8:29 left. First period. Newhook from Demidov. 1-0 Canadiens.
Well, we welcome Ryan Green to the National Hockey League, the 6'1", 21-year-old with St. John's, Newfoundland product, and the 57th overall pick. Boy, the cupboard is full with solid picks, and certainly disappointing for Ryan not winning the national championship. Congratulations to Western Michigan, but he was really excited this morning talking to us, Rick, just about his teammates coming here and being a part of it. And which ones are his teammates, you think?
Yeah, you can pick them. Maybe if you look really hard, you can tell.
That is so great. He's
fantastic.
He's also got his mom Lisa, his dad Jason, his grandma Christine, and his grandpa Bill to go along with so many more family members and friends, and just a special moment. And you know, a lot of the Eastern Canadians, I mean, they grow up Montreal Canadian fans. Montreal or Toronto, basically, growing up. Most of them on that end, Montreal fans.
There's a bank pass to Anderson. Dvorak racing to the goal. Anderson off the boards, and a good play there defensively by Rinzel, the rookie, who knocked it away. Here comes Nazar down the way. Stops on the half boards, protects the puck. Gets it back to Tyler Bertuzzi. Fed across. Vlasic takes a look. Hot pass for Nazar out of his reach. That'll find its way towards Teravainen.
I guess that was hot. But that's what happens when you're under pressure. You know, the thought process is you've just got to jam these pucks. And once you get calmed down and know you got a little bit more time and space, those passes will be a little bit more accurate.
That's in off a stick. Both teams start a change. Inside 8 to go in the opening period. Here Montreal. Vlasic corrals the puck and works his way out to center ice. Big rangy defenseman with the dump in. Bedard trying to get there. Carrier gets it. Bedard takes a spill.
I mean, the guy that reminds the Hall of Famer Scotty Bowman of Big Bird Larry Robinson.
It's not a bad comparison. Laine trying to muscle his way in front, denied. Puck played back to the boards. Chipped ahead by Bertuzzi. Now Donato gets it back. Oh, pardon me, that was Bedard who got the puck out with Donato's help, and Bedard's bumped as the puck's played in.
Only problem is we have a Big Bird already. That's Sam Rinzel's
That's
nickname.
right. You know, so, nice move by Laine right in front with a pass across, and Levshunov tied up the stick of Evans. Puck played back up the boards. Carrier drops it off at the line for Laine. Intercepted by Connor Bedard. Over to Kaiser, off his stick, just into the zone. Hawks peel off, they'll start a change. Montreal too is fresh skaters on the ice.
Pretty good hands there shown by Patrick Laine. We got some depth right now. Laine on the fourth line.
Steered in, here's a chance in front. They score, it's Demidov! First NHL goal! Makes it 2-0 Montreal.
What a thrilling and exciting debut for Ivan Demidov. The 5th overall pick from SKA St. Petersburg. They terminated his deal. He was able to come in, burn the entry-level deal, and I'm just not sure why the hesitation after this puck goes off the boards that Soderblom didn't play that. And instead, Demidov fakes the shot and goes to the backhand, and pretty easy there because the goaltender's stuck. Demidov with a goal and 1 helper in his debut so far.
That was a pretty good first period for the 19-year-old. Vlasic back to the puck. He'll put it around the boards for Moore. Moore chips it ahead. Here comes Ryan Green on the attack. Green working in down the left side with a shot. He put it wide. Up the boards. Rinzel jabbed at it. Puts that back towards the goal. A bouncer intercepted by Savard. Vlasic will keep it in. Green tips the puck to Moore. Oliver Moore back up the far side. Dropped off. Rinzel stops. Sweeps it towards Foligno. Foligno behind the net to Moore. Off his stick to the near side to Ryan Green. Puts the puck back to the corner. Hard bump by Foligno. Puck goes over to Suzuki. He'll make the play to Slavkovsky. Over the line with Caulfield, shot wide, puck onto the stick of Cole Caulfield. He sweeps it behind the net to Slavkovsky. Crevier closes the gap and leans on the forward for the Montreal Canadiens. Puck back in traffic. Bertuzzi takes control, he'll bring it out down the left side. Knocked down at center ice.
What back checking by Anderson right there. He was on the hunt and on his hip and knocked him down.
Here comes Anderson with a shot, and that's stopped by Soderblom, who smothers the puck. Set up the first goal, scores the second. What a debut for Ivan Demidov. Montreal up by a pair in the first.
Well, Rick, let's go back to the goal that was scored. Demidov's on the right side of the ice. The play through the middle of the ice. Rinzel steps up. Stop it here. He steps up. I'm sure many thought that might be icing. Slaggert goes to the puck as well. Let it roll now. And now we see where the hesitation is as it comes off the boards. I mean, I'm sure Soderblom, with that puck going through the middle, number one, he's thinking, is it icing? Number two, he hasn't obviously picked up that Demidov has gotten away from both Rinzel, who stepped up on the pass, and Slaggert went to the puck as well, and no one latches on to where Demidov is.
A good point. Yeah, I wonder if Soderblom did think it was going to be an ice goal. Didn't want to leave the crease because of that. And as a result, mind you, Demidov had the step, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway, Panger.
Yeah, that's just having that awareness and looking around and who's on the ice surveying it. But in fairness to Soderblom, Demidov did come from behind everybody else.
Inside 5 to go. First period. Nazar out. Feeds it over. Teravainen's pass finds Bertuzzi.
Offside.
Just offside as the whistle blows. Time for a message from Powering Chicago.
At Powering Chicago, we build more than electrical infrastructure. We build the future. Our trained, qualified, diverse workforce knows electricity. Partner with Powering Chicago and build better construction, better careers, and better communities for generations to come.
Well, as a coach on the bench, veteran players, even young players, how to settle things down a little bit here and not let this one, get away from you. The Hawks have shown that they are a resilient group, and this has been an all-out push by Montreal. And as I mentioned, that locker room had to be, listen, this is a young team. We need the points. We've started games so poorly the last 5 games. I mean, they've been outshot 63-19 in the first period in their last 5 and outscored 5-0, Rick. So, I mean, yeah, their awareness was, let's start this game on time and feed off the buzz of Demidov. And they've done it.
Levshunov chasing back, and that is icing on Montreal. 4.5 to go. Download the Chicago Sports Network app so you can stream live Blackhawks games and stay up to date on all your favorite Chicago teams. Download the CHSN app. Start streaming today.
Levshunov playing in his 17th NHL game. He's averaging, only 21 minutes per night on a team that 2 games ago in Boston were younger than Western Michigan and Broncos that won the national championship on the blue line. Man. But this is a different beast right here. Different atmosphere.
The wraparound by Donato, and that's stopped by Montembeault. Mikheyev trying to get the rebound. His stick was tied up by Carrier.
Good stick there by Levshunov, keeping that in.
Matheson to the puck. He'll get it across. Dvorak backhands it out to center for Anderson. Got away. Levshunov steals. Carries back. Bedard trying to cut through on the backhand. That's chipped high. Donato reaching in. Connor Bedard bumped in the corner. Anderson sweeps the puck to the right side, and Gallagher gets it out. At the end of a shift, Hawks back to it. Kaiser takes control and circle back. Put it up the right side. Nobody home. The Hawks were changing, and that goes all the way down.
Yeah, Bedard was there, but Bedard doing the right thing, and that is getting off for a line change right there. They are all over that top line of Donato, Bedard, and Mikheyev, and they've got to maintain their composure and not get frustrated. They'll get their chances, but right now, the ice has been really cut off really well by Montreal against that line. A couple of Newfoundlanders taking the face-off right there. Newhook and Green.
Newhook wins the draw, pulls it back to the line. Struble feeds it over. Savard feathers a pass through. Newhook took a turn, tried to shoot. That was fanned on. The puck is cleared out by the Hawks to center. Here's a chance for Demidov with a shot. He let it go, and that's just wide over the glove. Missed the net. Got some jump in his first game. What a debut for number 93. Puts it in front for Newhook, and that's through the feet. Back to the line. That shot pinballs over. Deflected wide of the goal, and a shot again by Demidov. Polino's there to clear it out. Demidov tips it back and heads off.
Well, he's played with men over the KHL, and you can clearly see that. He's very composed and is initiating the contact. Not bothered by any contact.
Oh my! Gooley went after Moore, and that'll draw a reaction. The puck was nowhere near him.
No, you're right about that. The puck went by Moore, clearly. And he absolutely got smoked.
And that's the that Foligno, yeah, he's not happy, and rightfully so.
Yep.
That's the reaction you want to see, Panger, after something like that.
And now Veleno's got somebody right there.
Struble. Got him in a headlock now.
Caden Gooley's a hard-hitting defenseman, but there was, I don't believe from my vantage point, there was a need for him to go through the player that had no ability to play that puck. Moore looks like he's okay, but man, his clock was cleaned with that hit. Here's the play by Crevier, and the puck is, you know what, in fairness to Gooley now, the puck could be on the backhand because Moore's stick is on the ice. It is going there, and Gooley had no intention of playing that puck whatsoever. He was going right through the man.
So we'll see how this all shakes down. There was a penalty on the hit, and then the reaction will lead to some more. We'll figure it out here with 2:44 to go in the opening period. Moore did pop right back up immediately, which was good to see.
Very good.
The penalty is on the play. Number 21 for Montreal originally gets a 2 minutes for interference and a 2 minutes for roughing. Foligno 17. Chicago gets 2 for roughing. We get a power play, 2 minutes for Chicago.
So the extra 2 goes to Montreal. The Hawks will have the power play, and we come back down 2-0.
Well, here's the situation here with Gooley leaning right into Oliver Moore. And man, Oliver Moore going one way, not anticipating the hit, gets knocked on his back, and luckily he's okay. He jumped up right away, but guess who jumps in first? There's Veleno, and here comes Nick Foligno, a middle linebacker getting in there, because that's what the veteran players' observation skills, watching the ice, seeing what's going on.
Hawks on the power play, looking to cut the lead to 1. Late stages, first period. Here's Rinzel with a look at a shot. That never got through. Hit somebody in front. Puck clear down the ice.
That's Dvorak or Matheson. That's a good shot block right there. Good setup early as Rinzel kind of closes in and didn't stay way out at the blue line right there.
Bedard feeds it over. Teravainen puts it over to Bertuzzi. Cross. Blue line pass. Nazar to Bedard from the corner. Back to Nazar. Set up again. On the power play, Connor Bedard, 10 power play goals on the year.
That's a setup you want right there.
Pass to Nazar, popped away, fluttered the shot wide. He stumbles, kept in by Rinzel. Calmly pulls it off the boards, plays it over to Connor Bedard. Bedard lets it go, and he put it high, trying to go top corner.
Gotta hit the net. Gotta hit the net here, boys.
Rinzel, Teravainen, Bertuzzi, Nazar's in front, and that's tipped away. Matheson got a stick on it, I believe. Puck played back to Rinzel. Pass over, tipped across. Bedard on the other side now. Works the puck to the circle. Settle it down, retreat to the half boards with a pass back to Sam Rinzel. Long wrister, finds its way on goal. Montembeault with the save. Rebound flipped high. Hawks trying to keep it alive, but the pass winds up out at center ice. Bedard right back into the zone. Slows it down, feeds it over. Nazar passing across. They score! Bertuzzi puts it top shelf, and the Hawks cut the lead to 1.
What an accurate shot that is by Bertuzzi on the sharp angle. Brilliant shot, beating Montembeault, who had to go to the left post, to the right post. And the execution is the entry into the zone by Connor Bedard. And was he slick in getting it over there to Nazar. Nazar with a perfect feed, and a better shot right there by Tyler Bertuzzi. Great pull-up by Bedard to wait for Nazar. I thought Nazar was going to fire that puck. And instead, he bought a little bit of time for Bertuzzi by feeding it over. Everybody thinks he's shooting there, and he plays it across because the defenseman ends up going down. That was Carrier. And that allows that pass to go across to Tyler Bertuzzi.
23rd of the season for Bertuzzi. Power play delivers. Late stages, opening period. Hawks back within a goal. Classic on the puck, pressured, but Polino able to get control with a play over to Connor Murphy, and the veteran defenseman steers it out to Mikheyev. Played deep. Bounces to the side of the goal. Montembeault covers up. We'll get a face-off in the Montreal zone. Blackhawks summer hockey camps are back. Sign up your child today to develop their skills where the Blackhawks practice at Fifth Third Arena. Great facility. Registrations are filling up fast. Sign up today. Go to blackhawks.com/camps.
Well, Connor Murphy's going for a line change there, but an adventurous skate today. He was explaining to me that Ryan Green was so full of vinegar going in there. He hammered a couple of pucks around, and then his stick got up high, and he clipped old Murph right in the old mouth. His poor Ryan Green's like, sorry guys, I messed up 3 drills, and I clipped our veteran D in the mouth.
Skating around like the Hanson brothers. There's a shot by Donato off the stick wide. Bedard, who got the second helper on the goal. Now Rinzel feeds it over. Mikheyev with a shot. Montembeault steers that wide. Puck swept out by Bedard, but stolen by Carrier. Now it's out to center ice. Caulfield backing in. We're into the final minute of the opening period. Lots going on here in the first 20. Pass in front. Slafkovsky puts it wide. A rebound shoveled through the pads by Suzuki and out the other side. Here's Suzuki again. Slafkovsky with a shot. Vandon gets it back. Played over to Suzuki. Passes back. Carrier lets it go. And a glove save by Soderblom, who hangs on.
Good save to calm things down right there. I thought the one before that was in the net. Looked like it trickled between his legs and went out the far post as the Montreal Canadiens and this crafty top line make a play. But the Hawks have got to do a better job of the slot right there. 2 defensemen leaning towards the same area of the ice right here. So Vlasic's got his man right there, and Rinzel leaves pretty good ice right there. Leaves good for bad, basically. I mean, if you hunker right in there and stay there, then you're going to cover the slot, and there's not going to be that chance. But, boy, the Montreal Canadiens have done a good job of getting right to that slot, right between the hash marks.
Polino facing off against Newhook. Hawks captain wins the draw, puck to the board, but Newhook gets it free. Here's Laine with a shot. Blocker saved by Soderblom. Played back down low. Murphy chips it up the boards. Green checked. Laine again. Final 5 seconds of the period. That shot deflecting towards the side of the goal, gloved away by Soderblom, who made the smart play, kept the play going, and lets the time expire in the first. Maybe it wasn't so smart, Panger. I don't know. You're the old goalie.
I love it. Just fling it away there. I don't want to face off right here. Let's get out of here. Let's go calm down. That was a hectic 20 minutes of play. But the Hawks did themselves a favor, scored on that power play late because Newhook and Demidov, it was the Demidov story in the opening 20 minutes of play.
Gets a goal and an assist in his first game. And then Bertuzzi cuts the lead to 1 with that power play goal. 2-1 Montreal through 20. Pat, Tony, Colin standing by. Lots to chew on in the first. Binny's Beverage Depot intermission reports coming up. Binny's the official champagne provider of the Chicago Blackhawks.
contest in Montreal. Ivan Demidov making his NHL debut, an assist and a goal. Blackhawks get on the board late with Tyler Bertuzzi scoring. It's 2-1 Habs after 20 minutes at Bell Center, and a lot of excitement in that building tonight.
Well, you can feel the energy through the TV right from the first shift. It was wild, and you got the Demidov, you got the playoffs on the line, you got everything going. Welcome to the league, Ryan Green and all the young Blackhawks. I actually think they did a really good job weathering the storm. The first few shifts, a little bit of pressure, a little bit of heat, but I actually, even though they're down 2-1, I didn't mind their period. I know it was basically, two kind of letdowns, 2 mistakes, and it was 2 goals against, but the bulk of the period for me was pretty good.
And this, to play a game like this, which is somewhat meaningless for the Blackhawks from the standpoint we're there, but it's not meaningless. It's something that's going to give an opportunity to taste what playoff hockey is all about, because Montreal wins tonight, they're in the playoffs, so they're giving everything they can to win this game. And I thought, like you said, I was pretty impressed by how the Blackhawks responded.
6 minutes in, Ivan Demidov shows off some of his traits as he takes the puck below the goal line and sets up Alex Newhook.
It's just the edge work and the skill. He's kind of cuts quick up above the goal line, then cuts back on Murphy to give himself a little bit of space. He's a heads-up player. He's a skilled player. That's evidence. That little fake, that little hesitation, and he finds Newhook in front.
There's a reason why Artie Levshunov was taken 2nd overall, because he can do things like this, lead a 4-on-1, Tony.
He did, and he made a great defensive play to start this, and he makes a great play before he shoots it and tries to give it to Mikheyev. He freezes the goalie for a second, and then Mikheyev just gets underneath his heel. Otherwise, that score is knotted up at 1.
Got to see Mikheyev get that puck at least on net there.
Would have been nice.
Would have been nice. Under 7 minutes. Long pass here by Matheson. Puck goes off the end boards, right to Demidov. He tucks his first NHL marker.
Man, he makes it look easy. There's the edge work again. I wonder if Soderblom can get out and stop that. It's a little, but it comes in hot, so it's easier said than done. Demidov just picks that up. It's that little fake he gets when he picks it up, freezes Soderblom to go around. The Bell Center is going bananas. You can feel the energy through the TV. All the kids on the bench are probably wondering what they got themselves into, but it's good stuff.
And then great passing here. Bedard to Nazar, over to Bertuzzi. He scores his 23rd.
Yeah, great play, great poise by Connor on the entry. He pulls the defenseman into a stationary position by stopping up. Then he finds the late speed to Nazar. Bertuzzi does a really good job of beating his guy back post. And Nazar, again, same thing. A little hitch there to freeze the goalie for a second, gives Bertuzzi enough time to beat him on the short side.
Colin, the Hawks have to do a better job defending the slot.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to give up those grade A chances. Again, their period was good, and then you have those letdowns. It's pretty much a breakaway to Demidov. It's a free shot for Newhook right in front of the net. You can't give them those easy opportunities, and that's the difference between the playoff teams and the non-playoff teams. But their energy was good. They worked good. They had their chances. They didn't quit. They pushed back after the start that Montreal had. Let's roll it into the second period and keep it going.
We'll hear from Louis Crevier as he chats with Darren Pang when Intermission Live continues.
A surprise.
played in the Quebec League, and what's it like for you playing here at the Bell Center for the very first time?
It's pretty exciting. I've never seen a crowd like this. It's like it was jam-packed during warm-up, so it's something special. But we got a good goal at the end here, so we'll keep on building.
You know, what are the difficulties against Montreal? Is it the size, the speed, or what part of the game gives you guys troubles?
Yeah, I mean, I think they control the puck really well, and I mean, they just I think they made some good plays. Obviously, it's pretty tough to play here also. So, but you know, at the end we started to get our game back. So we'll keep it in the second here.
Well, you got to cover that 93. Old Demidov had a pretty good first period.
Yeah, yeah, he's pretty good. I mean, we got to play him the same as everybody, right? They have a lot of score on this team, so we got to keep pushing here.
Well, Louis, go get him, buddy. Keep her going.
All right, thank you, Panger. Bye-bye.
Yep, he's pretty good. More Intermission Live after this.
Three, two, one.
One-of-a-kind items with proceeds benefiting the Chicago Blackhawks Foundation. Text Blackhawks to 76278 or visit blackhawks.com/auction. Second period's next.
You'll be back. Emus can't help people customize and save.
full of winners. By Ford. For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. For special offers, visit your local Ford dealer or Ford.com today. And by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. With a brand new Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. Blackhawks fans, next season marks 100 years of hockey in Chicago, and full and half-season ticket plans are on sale now. Experience the rivalries, the celebrations, and the unforgettable moments that will define this milestone season. You don't want to miss any of it. Secure your seat today. Go to Blackhawks.com/membership. That was a fun first, 2-1. Hawks trailing. Let's take a look at defender plays of the game so far, Penny.
Well, for Ivan Demidov, what a way to make a good first impression in front of his fans here. The 5th overall draft pick. And for Ryan Green, he gets to go for the rookie lap. One of many this year for the Chicago Blackhawks. But in that first period, Demidov ends up walking right here, making a nice little fake move on Connor Murphy, and then feeding it to the open man, which is Newhook. And that line was very, very good in that first period. The defenseman Matheson tries to play the puck up the ice, and then Demidov gets in behind everybody, fakes the slap shot. The goalie bites, freezes. Didn't play the puck as it caromed off the boards, and Demidov's got a goal and 1 assist. And there is the puck. Not many guys get that opportunity. But Connor Bedard, he's going to enter the zone right here. Does a great job of dissecting 4 players, feeding it over to Nazar, Nazar to Bertuzzi. And that shot was lethally accurate by Tyler Bertuzzi. And that's his 23rd of the year on the power play.
He led all players, Bertuzzi did, with 3 shots, had the goal to cut it to 1 late in the period, and that's where we stand here, getting set for the second.
And that gives me time to finish my Shea show. You got to have the hot dogs when you're here. And
all right,
great to see owner Danny Wirtz in the building.
Yes,
he was with the team here, and I said to him, you got to go out, you got to have a hot dog. I mean, that's
legendary.
Absolutely.
Live lines you saw brought to you by Circa Sports. Puck played off stick. Armia able to get it out the center. Vlasic turns it back the other way, and it's scooped up and worked in now by Green. Drop back to Vlasic. In deep now for Moore. Moore trying to feed it to Foligno. He's able to get it around. Far side, Rinzel scoops it up. Keeps the play alive at the blue line. Oliver Moore cuts back up the boards and cycles the puck to Foligno. Hawks actually outshot the Canadians 9-6 in that first period. As the Habs take control, Lane Hudson able to get the puck, and now he drops it off behind the net.
And you think of a guy like Ryan Green, after that opening 20 minutes of play, going on the ice, having family and friends, and now you go, okay, you've got 15 minutes in that locker room to just settle things down, get that heart rate down, and play the game of hockey that you know so well and have been so good at it.
Just a hockey game at this point as the Hawks ice the puck, and we get a whistle just past the 1 minute mark of the second period. And we talked about Lane Hudson, a native of North Barrington, Illinois. I think he's got to be the front runner, Penger. He's had an unbelievable season. Lots of talk about Macklin Celebrini, obviously, Michkov, and Dustin Wolf, who might single-handedly will the Flames into the playoffs, possibly.
That's a pretty good list right there. I mean, you know, Lane Hudson is brilliant. I mean, his edge work is next to none. His elusiveness.
Oh my, there's a shot that went off a stick, took a weird turn into the corner.
Yeah, a little deflected by Slavkovsky in the high slot, but getting back to, you know, to Lane Hudson and just the way that he plays, and what a test it's going to be for him. Montreal, they get 2 points. They're in the playoffs.
Here's Donato trying to pull it through, and he had it knocked off a stick as he went to shoot by Mike Matheson. Slavkovsky back the other way, slows it down, over to Matheson. Stick lift, a good back check there by Donato. Mikheyev on the counter with Bedard. Into Mikheyev.
That's going to be outside.
So Mikheyev let it go.
How about Matheson with the poke check by the gap closure on Donato, and then Donato busts his tail back to lift the stick of Matheson.
Good plays, both ends, both players. Puck played back to the line. There's Hudson with a pass to the circle. That shot up high, deflected wide by Slavkovsky as Caulfield let it go. Flip back to the corner, tipped in behind, Levshunov there. Makes a play to Nazar, bump back, gets it back from Bertuzzi. Carries in. Nazar with a shot. That's off the stick of Goulet into the corner. Played in front by Bertuzzi. It finds its way back to the blue line. Levshunov over to Kaiser. That pass in feet bounces out to center ice.
Tough one for Kaiser to handle right there. Kind of handcuffed him a little bit and went off his. Oh, that's going to be a high stick.
Yeah, Bertuzzi just got, well, nobody saw it. He definitely got clipped in the back of the head. It was an accident. Nobody detected it, though. Dvorak up on the puck. passed in front off the skate of Kaiser back to the corner. Gallagher hassling Kaiser as they come together. Dvorak, here's Anderson! Put it back across, and the Hawks break it up, and they'll come out with numbers. Levshunov carries to center. Carolina goes to the bench, so does Nazar. They need a change. Levshunov's pass finds its way through to Valeno. The Montreal native lost the handle, though. And the Canadians get it out. Reichel kicks it back. Valeno drops it off. Here comes Slaggert wheeling in. Cuts to the middle. Rinzel lets a shot go wide. Puck back up the boards. Laine able to muscle it out over the blue line. And it was gloved ahead by Vlasic. Touched by a Hawk. Whistle blows.
Good gap closure by Montreal's Matheson on the blue line. And you see once the puck gets to Donato right here, he tries to pull it back in and change the angle. But great positioning defensively there by Matheson. And a clean poke check. And then look the other way. Otherwise, Matheson's trying to feed it over to Suzuki for a one-timer. Great job there by Donato to put his head down and come on back. And here's another good scoring chance in the slot. And that'd be the one area that, I mean, the Hawks would have had that conversation in the locker room. Guys, we can't vacate that area of the ice. They're exploiting us there.
Laine gets the puck out. He'll lift it ahead. Knocked down by Rinzel and then brought back in over the blue line. Offside by the Canadiens. Blackhawks fans, follow your Blackhawks at CHSN.com. Presented by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at JeffVuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. Hawks take the train tonight after the game to Ottawa and get set for their season finale against the Senators tomorrow night. We'll have that for you right here on Chicago Sports Network.
Just like the old original 6 days.
Got your fedora and your cigar ready to go, Payer?
Absolutely.
Nice train ride, couple hours. Joe Valeno on the puck. Nice pass to Slaggert trying to break through. Savard forces him to the boards as they come together. Valeno reaching in, sweeps the puck back towards the corner. Now Reichel will shovel it around. Vlasic waiting for it. Just inside the line, back deep. Reichel. Trying to shake Evans as they come together in the corner. Flipped ahead onto the stick of Oliver Kapanen. He'll chip the puck in at the end of his shift. Rinzel back, gets away from Laine and winds up out of his own zone. Sam Rinzel, such a smooth skater, back over the line and deep with a shot on goal. Montembeault makes the save and hangs on. Time for a message from Bad Boy Mowers.
Bad Boy Mowers and Tractors are engineered for the life you lead. Bad Boy, power, performance, attitude.
Coast to coast like butter on toast right there for Sam Rinzel from his own zone behind the net. And he meanders up there, makes a little move on Caulfield. Now he waits, fakes the shot, doesn't want it being blocked by Matheson, so he goes to the outside, showing good composure. Got a pat in the back right there from former NHLer Kevin Dean that runs the D for the Hawks.
Hawks win the draw. Levshunov lets it go and he put that wide. Gallagher able to tip it out the center ice. Mikheyev there to settle it down. Much less frenetic start to the second. A one-goal game, 4.5 into period 2. Donato up on the forecheck, trips over the hip of Gallagher. Puck comes around to Kaiser. Bedard feeds it over. Donato tried a shot, fanned on it, puck to the corner. Mikheyev from his knees trying to make a play. Donato in to help. Kaiser knocked away from him and gloved out to center ice by Anderson. Hawks there to settle it down, and Donato right back on the attack, just onside as Mikheyev tags up. Puck goes in deep. Flipped ahead, cut off by Foligno. Lifts a stick, gets it loose, then knocked off his stick. Dvorak clears. Crevier back to it. With a bank pass to Foligno. Down the wing, feathers one through. There's Green. Ryan Green protects the puck, gets help from Moore. Nick Foligno, Green's in front. There's the pass, and it's off a stick. Ricochets across. Slavkovsky gets control for Montreal. Crevier keeps the play alive. Foligno from behind one more time. Plays it over to Moore. Moore steps around Matheson. In front of the backhand, put it wide. Looking for his first in the NHL. Came close there.
Another good pinch by Crevier. He's kept a few pucks alive there.
Foligno trying to bank it off the back of the net to himself. Comes over to Moore. Now Foligno one more time. Again, Green in the slot. Pinching in Crevier. Here's Green. And that shot blocked to one off Slavkovsky. Play back in front. Picked off and shoveled up by Dvorak. Oh, great pressure by the Hawks looking for the equalizer.
Best shift of the game there for the Hawks in the offensive zone, and good hustle there by Nazar.
Wow, great burst of speed. Here's a chance. Teravainen off the shoulder of Montembeault. Nazar with the burst of speed and a great chance there for Teravainen to tie it up. Vlasic feeds it over. All Hawks right now. Teravainen back across to Vlasic. He'll work it down the boards. Big defenseman cuts in behind, being hassled by Slavkovsky. They come together in the corner. Gooley back to the puck. Tied up by Bertuzzi. Gets it back, flips it out. Bouncer to center ice. Sam Rinzel pressured by Caulfield at the end of his shift. He heads off. Rinzel plays it ahead. He'll join the rush. Nazar lost the handle. Montreal ices the puck. Just shy of the 7-minute mark. Middle period.
Well, that's back-to-back really good shifts. 5-on-5 here for the Hawks, and they've got the Montreal Canadiens on their heels. He negates, Nazar does, the icing right there. And now the play's alive. Good one-touch pass right there by Bertuzzi, right to Teravainen, and Teravainen with some quick hands, and there, right in the high slot, and a good save with the left shoulder by the goaltender Sam Montembeault. Montembeault deemed expendable in Florida because of the drafting of Spencer Knight. It's ended up being a good trade for Montreal.
Puck out the center. He's played a ton here as they've turned things up after the break to get back into a playoff spot.
His 61st game for him.
Yep.
He's the first to have 30 or more wins since Carey Price in 2018-19.
As a Canadian, and that's a career high for Montembeault as well. Hawks get it to the line, but not out. Suzuki kept it in. Montreal captain gets it back from Demidov. Put it in front, chip wide of the goal. Suzuki loses control as he was hassled by Levshunov. Here's Kaiser. Play it in off a stick. Carrier settles it down and feeds it over to Matheson. Intercepted by Reichel, who kicks it free on the far boards. Lucas Reichel protects the puck. Wanted to make a play back to the point, but nobody there, so he'll work it on the far side. Gets tripped up. Stick in feet. Mike Matheson with the penalty, and the Hawks will go to the power play. Already 1-for-1 on the man advantage tonight.
Montreal 8, minor penalty tripping.
Launch number 8, put the stick right into the feet of Reichel and take him down. Then we'll send the Blackhawks to the power play next.
Play each other once, one at home, one on the road right there, but for the Chicago Blackhawks on January 3rd, it was a good one. And Kaiser gets one on the stick side right there. You saw Bertuzzi early. Great backhand pass by Ryan Donato right to Patty Maroon. And Maroon ends up getting the game-winning goal. Foligno scored as well with that puck off the post, and he swatted it in.
Soderblom was terrific that night too. He stopped 38 of 40. Hawks on the power play for the second time. 1-for-1. Bertuzzi with the goal and the man advantage. Chance to pull back on even terms here in the second period. Bedard feeds it back. Rinzel takes a look. Bedard shoots. Blocked. Breaks the stick of Anderson. Fired across Teravainen. Gets it through to Rinzel with a shot, and that's deflected high, and it winds up in the netting.
Well, that's a shame, too, with Anderson having a broken stick right there. His decision was, can I leave the D zone and get a new stick or stay on the ice? And if he stays on the ice, you want to exploit that area for sure. And you go back to April 12th on the power play against the Winnipeg Jets. And a nice pass by Rinzel and one-timer by Connor Bedard. And Bedard in that game had a goal and 1 assist against the Jets. Rinzel, in the meantime, 2 helpers in his last 2 games.
Has the puck with a pass across. Bedard on the other side. Rinzel. Here's Bertuzzi. Teravainen now. Feeds it back to Sam Rinzel. Fakes. Teravainen. Rinzel. Shoots. And that hit Nazar in the back of the leg. Teravainen jabs at it. Gouli gets control. Flip back to Savard. Gouli again. Tight quarters. Hawk steal. Nazar, good play to get it back to Rinzel. Bedard turns on the far side. To the forehand now with a pass to Bertuzzi. Trying to get it in front. Chipped across. Here's Teravainen in deep. Montembeault scrambles back. Bedard. Rinzel. Passing. And it's deflected away by Savard.
What a read by Savard. And now there's going to be a minor penalty on Bertuzzi.
Knocked him down. Meantime, an off-man rush the other way. Armia with a shot. Soderblom save. Rebound goes wide. Chipped in behind. Delayed call. Empty net at the other end. Bertuzzi can't get to the puck. Now we'll have a chance to touch it. They finally blow it down. That will nullify the final 41 seconds on this Chicago power play.
Yeah, Bertuzzi doesn't like that call whatsoever. He put some pressure on Savard and knocked him down from behind. Hawks had good puck possession there. The goalie was swimming.
Chicago number 59, minor penalty for hooking.
Going for the hook right here as the puck goes there. I don't disagree with Bertuzzi there. He's not doing anything other than pushing him a little bit. But here's the plays as the goaltender got swimming because the Hawks moved that puck around. First one was blocked right there, but here Teravainen waits and waits and waits, and then he plays it back to Connor, and Bedard plays it to Rinzel. But that was the read there by Savard, which was a good read. And with 2 hands on your stick and pushing, there's no chance that that ended up being a hooking call. It was just Savard off balance in a long shift, and he lost his footwork.
So 4-on-4 for 40 seconds, and then Montreal, assuming no more penalties, will get its first power play. Newhook stops. The play over, gets it back. Forced it in deep. Demidov, goal and an assist in his NHL debut. Battling Kaiser. Still with it, pass in front, and that shot off a leg. Chipped back to the line by Carrier. Played down the boards, played through, Demidov tipped it over, Carrier stopped by Soderblom, makes the blocker save. Demidov again, feeds it over. Now he has it, turns to the boards, shadowed by Moore. Montreal on the power play now. Matheson's out of the box. Minute 14 left in the penalty to Bertuzzi. Hudson with a pass, one-timer partially fanned on as Suzuki couldn't get it on goal. That shot from the near side goes wide. Ricochets back to the point. Canadians keep it alive. Lenshunov leans on his man. Jab free. Kaiser trying to clear. Knocked down by Slafkovsky. Ryan Green out there on the penalty kill in his first NHL game. Here's Hudson. Slafkovsky. Pops it off along the boards. Fed back to the line by Demidov. Lane Hudson walks it over. Demidov one more time. Bumps it back. Shot blocked. Kaiser on the way. Demidov cuts him behind. They'll play it over. And now it's into the glove of Soderblom. He grabs that and hangs on with a half minute to go in the Montreal power play.
Oh, what pressure, and the fans are on their feet here in Montreal. And the anticipation of something huge happening, but it's nullified by Soderblom, and a good save. And here's the first one right here. Good blocker save as Soderblom challenges that shot. Carrier walked in from the point, and then Patrick Laine here had a lot of options. I think he was trying to play this over to Suzuki on the far post, but it was up in the air enough that the goaltender could grab it.
Vlasic off the draw around the boards. Cut off at the line by Caulfield, who keeps it in. As Cole Caulfield sets it up on the right side with a pass back to Lane Hudson. Tipped across, intercepted. Good stick there by Mikheyev. And he'll lift it out. Hawks have 5 shorthanded goals their last 11 games. 3 straight games they've scored a shorty. And that'll be a mile offside as Laine's 5 feet over the blue line as Hudson made one extra move.
You know, I think for Hudson, what an incredible season. He's said it many times, but one of his idols just watching in Chicago, the great Patrick Kane, 2 years at BU with Ryan Green. But Chris Chelios is watching this game right now. He's on a flight, and he just sent a text, but there it is, Chelly. Lane Hudson with 58 points as a rookie defenseman and passing Chelly's 55-point mark. And Larry Murphy's got the record for assists by a rookie defenseman. That's next on his list.
Penalty over. Bertuzzi's out of the box, and time to join Nazar on the rush. Nazar with Bertuzzi in front. Nazar, Bertuzzi couldn't tuck it in. Oh, he had a chance for a second to tie it up, and off the tip of his stick wide. Gallagher on the counter. Slows it down, intercepted by Vlasic. He'll fire a pass for Bertuzzi, and Gallagher got a stick in the way and deflected that onto his own goal. Montembeault plays it over.
Pretty calm, cool, and collected.
Tipped in high. That'll bounce off the glass. 8.5 left in the second period. Vlasic carries to the line with a play over to Bertuzzi. Donato with him. So was Nazar, but the pass was intercepted by Evans as that was off a stick. Jake Evans down the wing. Laine reaching in to get it. Evans from behind the net with a play in front. That's broken up. Donato takes control and Nazar clears. Good backspin on that. Flip out. He'll head to the bench. Lane Hudson with the puck, and a long pass off the boards. Didn't quite connect, and that'll be an icing call on Montreal.
Well, Tyler Bertuzzi going hard to the near post for him after Frank Nazar took this bouncing puck, calmed it down, and then makes the pass there. And it is on the tape right there, but Bertuzzi likely had a harder time finding it because it goes right by the defenseman right there, Savard, and then, or Carrier, excuse me, and Bertuzzi usually has that skate blade right there with the stick, and that one of the rare ones that eluded him.
Scramble draw, poke back by Donato. Kaiser jabs at it, swatted out of the air though by Kapanen, and now Laine carries out, flips it ahead. Kapanen trying to break through, batted away by Levshunov. Rolling puck, Kaiser able to get away, and he'll skate the puck to the blue line with a play to Mikheyev. Fired into the corner. Carrier sweeps it around. Matheson picks it up. Bring it to the line and make a pass now to Slafkovsky. Little pull around the defenseman Murphy, then a sneaky backhander that's snagged by Soderblom. And he hangs on with 7:19 left. Second period. Still 2-1 Montreal on Chicago Sports Network. All right, time to look at our forward shot chart, and we'll take a look at Cole Caulfield. 37 goals this season, Panger, for number 13.
Yeah, the Wisconsin native that went to the Blackhawks youth hockey camp when he was about 7 and 8 years old with his brother. Look at 14 goals right in the slot right there. He's a right-hand shot. He's got a gifted one-timer, coached by the legendary
Tony Granato as well at the
yes.
University of Wisconsin.
Boy, Tony.
Former Badger right there.
Last half to get 40 goals, Vinny Demphus, 93-94. Been a while.
It seems stunning when you
It
throw
does.
all these numbers
I know.
around and the time that he's elapsed.
Face off to the left of Soderblom. Early movement, they'll reset. Newhook gets waved out. Demidov will step in to take the draw against Veleno. They even shares face-offs, although Veleno won it. Although Newhook got the puck, though, trying to feed it in front. Hawks take it away. Reichel skates out. Fired in and around. Chipped in front of the goal, broken up by Yoel Armia. He'll put it onto the wing. Newhook chips it in behind for Gouli. Chase to the corner. The boards for Demidov and steers it out to center. Murphy's there for the Hawks. Over to Crevier. Quebec City native dumps the puck in. Hudson. The other side. Caden Gouli plays the puck to the line, but Foligno cut it off and kept it in the zone. Knocked down by Veleno with a high stick. Turned to the bench anyway as Hudson takes control. Passes across to Gouli. Feeds it ahead. Slavkovsky in. Newhook. Shadowed by Vlasic. Fires the puck around. Moore able to pick it up. Took a look that time as Savard was coming across. He was looking behind him when Gouli caught him in the first period on a similar play. Mookie's learning. The
Head on
penalty.
the swivel.
Yeah, the
know what's
penalty,
around you.
penalty that led to the power play that led to the goal the Hawks scored. For an interference call. Shoveled in by Green. Montembeault out. Took a stumble as Moore came in to chase the puck.
Are they calling a late penalty on that?
I think so. Yes, indeed. The ref's got his arm in the air. And the Hawks will touch the puck here that will send Montreal to the power play. Graham Skilleter makes the call.
Chicago 11, minor penalty, tripping.
So Moore with Montembeault behind. Montreal going to the power play next. Panger with Montreal going in the power play. Your dad was a big Habs fan. He's got a memory like a steel trap too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure does. Jerry, I had him go through a process of writing me some of his memories of the Montreal Canadiens that he loved. And I asked him about their power play. So my dad writes this 5-page letter. He's a great writer. And power play, Doug Harvey, Tommy Johnson, forwards, Bert Olmsted, Jean Beliveau, and Maurice Richard. And then he says they had a 2 power play that nobody else had. Bouchard, T.G. Talbot, Jean-Guy, Geoffrion, Henri Richard, and Dickie Moore. That's the number 2 power play.
There's a chance for Slavkovsky, steered it on goal. Broken stick in the process. Hawks should be able to get it out. Foligno will get the puck and fire it down the ice. Second power play for the Canadians. Hawks killed off the first. It was a shortened one. Overlapping penalties. 5.5 left in the second.
Pretty good process to read all this. And
yeah, that's amazing.
From Rwanda, Quebec, and Thetford Mines area, and lives in Fernie, BC. He's 88 years old and sharper than attack.
Here comes Foligno, cuts into the line. Mikheyev, stopped by Montembeault. Oh, Mikheyev that close to another short-handed goal. Now the Canadiens break back with numbers. Slafkovsky worked it in. Mikheyev tried to get control. Slafkovsky sticks with it, being hassled. Good work there by Foligno, but now the Hawks get a good play there by Foligno and Murphy, and Murphy's finally able to shovel it all the way down the ice.
And McCann's going to look at that. If he holds onto it for a split second more, that late.
Another chance.
That's in.
Off the post. They went off. Teravainen that close. Wow. Demidov back the other way. Cuts around Kaiser, and it's off the stick of Newhook. He had an open side, couldn't get the puck on net. Almost another point for Demidov. Gallagher with the puck. Into the corner now. Suzuki. Matheson. Back to Nick Suzuki. Fires a pass to Demidov. No looker. Off the skate of Nazar. Bump back to the line of Matheson. Demidov. Tip pass across. There's a play to the front of the goal. Cut off. Loose puck off a skate. Chipped off the leg of Kaiser. They bat it around. It's finally swept away by Wyatt Kaiser.
They're playing pickleball in front of the net.
Hawks finally get it out to center. 19 seconds left in the power play.
Oh, what a sequence. I thought Teravainen scored there.
Lanked it off the iron, that close.
Mikheyev with a play before that on a break.
Suzuki. Noah stopped by Soderblom. Rebound comes to Demidov. Power play over. Moore racing back into the play. And he'll hassle, chasing the puck down and shovels it down the right side. Hawks kill it off. Back to 5-on-5. 3 shots on the power play. Inside 4 minutes to go in the second. Carrier's pass up the wing, intercepted, and here comes Mikheyev again, trying to break through, diving with a shot, penalty coming up. And the Canadiens touch the puck. And Mikheyev, another look, and this time gets taken down. That will lead to a Chicago power play.
And Donato whispered to the referee, penalty shot. You could read his lips right there. Penalty shot? No, not going to be a penalty shot. And on one side, Mikheyev was actually, the puck was ahead of him. So he's actually diving forward to try to poke it as well.
Montreal over 45. Minor penalty for tripping.
Carrier off for 2. Hawks get their 3rd power play of the night.
And here's a play, good speed, and it looked like he was maybe going to feed it to his left, but he's got wide open right there, and maybe the shaft of the stick by Carrier at the very end. And here's a play by Nick Foligno, who's been so good on the PK, brings it there, and if he, I think Mikheyev is trying to get the legs open and slide it back underneath, and this one here, not in the net. So close.
Hawks 1 for 2 on the power play, set it up here. Nazar scores!
What a shot.
Nazar with a rocket! And it's all even at 2. Another power play goal.
Just a great release there. But you don't have that chance to rip it like that if that pass isn't on the mark. And boy, oh boy, did Teravainen feed him beautifully. Nazar with the one-timer in the last game against Winnipeg's Connor Hellebuck here. You keep your eye on 91. He's in the slot right now. He's going to slide over to the right. And there's the pass, and it's a good one. And it's an accurate shot with Bedard going to the net. And Teravainen's looking towards the point. He beats the seam of sticks and the one-timer in the net past the stick side. Great resilience shown here in this hockey game. 2 great chances on the shorthanded, on the PK. Some good saves by Soderblom on the Montreal power play. And now we got a 2-2 game.
Nazar's 11th. That's his 4th in the last 6 games. A good one cooking here in Montreal. 3:19 left in the second period. Canadiens tip it in. Crevier back. Murphy in support. Puck bounces in front right to Oliver Moore. He'll bring it out. He's got Murphy with him on the rush, 2-on-2. Moore into the zone to Murphy. Murphy tries a shot. That's blocked by Cooley. Fished out by Moore. He's tied up behind the net. Sticks with it, though. Makes a play towards Crevier. The big man shovels it back down low. Fed in front. There's a shot by Green that never got through. And that's off the stick of Demidov and out to center ice.
Quick hands, though, by Green. That first one handcuffed him, but he adjusted and quick release.
Green with the tip in. Up on the forecheck. Canadiens control. Josh Anderson works in down the right side on Kaiser. Watches him closely. Puck to the corner. Played back to the line, but not out. Kept on side by Hudson with a wrister deflected in front by Gallagher wide. Work back across. Here's Hudson with a bit of room. Shot pass. pass deflected off a Hawk wide of the goal. Slager trying to get the puck up the boards. Chopped away, gets it back. Can't clear the zone. Kept onside. Intercepted by Green. Good play there by the rookie. And now Levshunov takes off with it. Leads 3 Hawks the other way. Here's Reichel. Shoots. Pad save by Montembeault. Gallagher to it. Bumped by Slager. Cleared to an open wing. Off the bench, Rinzel wisely left it just in time for Levshunov to get off the ice.
Yeah, Levshunov's both skates were not off the ice there.
Vlasic back on the counterattack. Down the wing. Cuts in deep. Shovels the puck around. Mikheyev picks it up. They'll settle it down and give it to Donato behind the net. Little pass in front, and it's put high by Veleno.
What a pass through the legs.
Back to the line. Vlasic stands his ground. He'll put it down the boards in behind for Donato. Veleno's in front again. Has to reach back on the backhand to settle the pass down. Forced to the corner. Dvorak knocks it away. And it's lifted out to center ice and back inside the Hawks zone as we approach the final minute of play in the second.
Now the Hawks have had the Canadians on their heels here.
Vlasic to center. Puck fired in. Matheson pressured by Donato as the 2-H2 battle. Donato gets the puck around the boards, back to Rinzel. Final minute of play. Rinzel, Bedard, spinning, stays with it.
Good hands.
Backhand pass over to Donato. Pass in front, off the skate of Kaiser racing in backdoor. Now it's flipped ahead, Slafkovsky working in on the rookie Rinzel. Rinzel sticks to him. Brought back, shot by Suzuki is stopped by Soderblom. And here comes Rinzel leading the way. 3-on-2 over the line. Mikheyev slows it down as he spins on the near side. Protects the puck just inside the line. Puts it behind the net to Connor Bedard. Walks it up the boards. Oh, lost it in the feet of the referee, and it's taken away by Matheson. Over to Slafkovsky. Now Suzuki with Caulfield. Pass across. Slafkovsky hopped off his stick. Penalty coming up to the Hawks. They touch the puck. 13 seconds left in the period. Montreal going on the power play.
They're giving Levshunov a slashing penalty on this play. He made a turn and he looped to his right, and the man got behind him and he gave just a little wee whack.
Chicago number 55, 2 minutes slashing.
Little wee whack.
That's all.
Even listen to Rory McIlroy after his Masters win, Peg.
Yeah, that's right. There it is. There's a little wee whack right there. Right there.
Yeah.
The puck had actually already exploded off Slafkovsky. It was going. How exciting was it?
That was
oh
something
my
else.
goodness. Man, oh man, that's a final round for the ages. That's a final 8 holes for the ages.
Incredible.
Something else. Just shows you got to battle that adversity. Huh? Miss a few shorter putts.
Third power play for Montreal. They're 0 for 2. Inside 10 seconds left in the period. Pad save Soderblom. Rebound off the Vlasic stick to the far corner, and Foligno will try and swallow it up and eat the remaining seconds of the period. And now the Hawks clear as horn sounds, and second period comes to an end. Hawks have pulled even. 2-2 through 2.
A couple of power play goals there. Bertuzzi gave them some life at the end of the first period, and then Nazar. So Nazar's got a goal and 1 helper in another impressive game by number 91.
We are all even through 40 minutes of play in Montreal. Pat, Tony, Colin standing by. They'll take a look so far what's happened here at Bell Center and get you set for the third period on the Binny's Beverage Depot Intermission Report. Binny's, the official champagne provider of the Chicago Blackhawks.
What a game in Montreal tonight. They're playing for a postseason berth. We've got Brian Green making his NHL debut. We've got Ivan Demidov making his debut. And in between, we got the Frankie Nazar show. A lot of speed on display tonight at Bell Center.
Speed, skill, intensity, competitiveness, battles. This is the kind of hockey I think Blackhawk fans will look forward to many, many years ahead as far as what they got to look forward to. Because this is what the team has drawn up. You mentioned it in the pregame. You're drafting players that have speed. Well, this is a high-paced game that has been a lot of fun to watch.
That was fun to watch. Yeah, I said it in the first intermission. I can feel the energy coming through the TV. The building's crazy. The chances are all over the place. There's action at both ends. There's speed. There's hits. There's penalties. It's I feel like the playoffs has already started, and this is the future that you're seeing here. October can't come soon enough next year.
And I think we found something here with the Nazar, Bertuzzi, Tavo line. Nazar on the forecheck here, and Bertuzzi sets up Tavo Montembeault with the big-time save.
All right, there's a forecheck. Montreal defenseman should get to that puck first. There's that burst of speed that Frankie Nazar jumps onto it. Not only does he jump on it, he looks up, gets up, finds his teammate, and then this results in it because look at the defense running all over the place trying to cover, and look at the movement by the Blackhawks. So it all started because of a forecheck by Frankie Nazar. They're staying on pucks, and this is the intensity that the Blackhawks will be able to play with the speed and youth that they have. There it is. Look at Frank blow by that D.
Speed, speed, speed. He's a tenacious player, a competitive player. He doesn't stop. Every single shift, you know when Frankie Nazar is on the ice. He makes something happen. What a save.
Hawks PK comes to an end, and we saw a lot of odd man rushes for the Blackhawks in the first two periods.
Yeah, here Frankie on the 2-on-1 before the puck is bouncing before he gets it, and he settles it down nicely with his glove. A really smart play. He's looking shot, trying to freeze the goalie, and it just goes through Bertuzzi's stick. I mean, Frankie is a smart hockey player and a deceptive hockey player. He's looking shot and looking pass.
Oliver Moore in the box for tripping. Mikheyev with the shorty bid here.
And look at Nick Foligno, and he's got 2 shorthanded goals the last 2 games, and he is in on this play as he breaks the play up at his own end. Attacks, one hand on his stick, very high-skilled play there to get that pass over to Mikheyev. Mikheyev tries to go 5-hole and just doesn't get it through his legs.
And Teuvo Teravainen, it looked like he had the equalizer, but he draws the crossbar.
Is that Frankie Nazar again on the forecheck with the burst of energy? He finds Teuvo high. Does it go off his shoulder? I don't know. And nonetheless, hits the crossbar. I almost thought it was in when we were watching that one live. Shorthanded, energy chances everywhere.
Power play goal. And Frank Nazar finds some quiet ice there. Explain what you saw from the Nazar perspective on that play.
Yeah, so he's the bumper, so he's supposed to stay right between the hash marks. And right there, when he looks and turns around and sees that all that open ice back there, he slides to an area farther away from the passer, but in a position that's harder for the goalie to save it, because as he's backing off, the goalie has to travel farther to get to that position. And because he does that, the goalie can't push to that side of the net. That's why he's got a half a net to shoot in.
Hey, Hawks fans should be excited what they're seeing from 91 out here, I'll tell you that.
13th pick overall. Sam Renzel taken later in that first round, and Kevin Korchinski taken before those two. If you redo that draft, those two guys are getting, Frankie Nazar and Renzel are getting taken in the top 8.
It's every shift. See him every shift. Something's happening every shift. Frankie's speed, Renzel's easy skating up the ice. There's lots cooking, lots coming, lots happening.
More intermission live after this timeout. Blackhawks and Canadiens tied at 2 after 40. in Chicago. Full and half season ticket plans are on sale now. Experience the rivalries, the celebrations, the unforgettable moments that'll define this milestone season. You don't want to miss it. Secure your seat today at Blackhawks.com/membership. Colin Frazier's thoughts on the penalties that have been called in this contest. Slashing call on Artie Levshunov.
I think it's a little soft. I was saying the playoffs start next Saturday. This is going to happen every other shift. I got a great game going here. It's end-to-end action. I get the why. I just don't need the call.
Minute 48 of power play time for Montreal to start the third. What do you expect to see in the final stanza?
Well, end-to-end action like the first two periods. Let's do it.
Let's go. Let's have an Artie party as it's 2-2. We send it back to Bell Center. We'll see you on the postgame show.
This just in. Bet365 is now live.
you're getting the penalty box. Mind the signs, avoid the fines. It's not a game. Speaking of games, we got a heck of a game going here. 2-2 getting set for the third as Panger caught up with assistant coach Kevin Dean a moment ago.
Well, Kevin, it's always a pleasure, I'm sure, even as a coach, getting into this building and just feeling this atmosphere here.
Yeah, I think it's the best place in the league. The fans know what's going on. They're respectful. They're vibrant. They're excited, and they've got a lot to play for on the other side, and we're trying to play spoiler.
You know, and with all the hoopla about Demidov coming in and having a goal and 1 assist, how do you think your young D have handled this?
I think they've handled it pretty well. We've had a couple breakdowns, but you're going to with young D. You just kind of try to coach them through it and get them to understand that that's not the right play at that particular time. But overall, they're competing hard. They're trying to move their feet, and that's pretty much all you can ask at this point.
Well, let's get a win like the old original 6. Get on the train and head to Ottawa. How's that sound?
That'd be terrific.
Thanks, Dino.
Have a good night.
The throwback tonight in Montreal. Terrific game so far, and the Hawks able to tie it up after some chances early, Panger, and then a power play goal again.
Well, the speed. And you saw Oliver Moore get in on the hunt right there. Then you saw Frankie Nazar, who's having an outstanding game with his speed, trying to feed Bertuzzi, and that goes by him. And then another great play, veteran Nick Foligno right over there to Mikheyev, and Veleno has a great scoring chance right there. And then off the faceoff, good support by Teravainen. He's going to get it from Rinzel, and then he looks one way. He looked off the forward, got that seam to open up, and right to Frankie Nazar for the quick one-timer, and a terrific shot, and boy, has he impressed. But Rinzel ends up getting another assist, and so for Sam Rinzel, his last 3 games, 3 assists for the young defenseman.
Levshunov starts this period in the box with 1:48 left in his penalty in the third power play of the game for Montreal to open up period 3. They are 0 for 2. Shots in Chicago's favor, 18-15 through 2 periods of play. Been a good one. Rinzel, he's had a couple looks again tonight for his first goal of his NHL career, Panger.
Yep, he's, there's going to be times where he gets that puck, he's going to snap it just a little bit quicker, but he's got good hands, a good release, and he trying to get it through the Montreal Canadiens, and I think that the Hawks have done a really good job of weathering the emotion, weathering the first maybe 7 or 8 minutes of this game, and holding the fort. I mean, the shots are only 18 to 15. They gave 1 extra. The Hawks are out shooting Montreal.
Third period's underway. Caulfield feeds it over, carried in by Suzuki. He'll bank it in behind off the back of the net. Murphy goes to it, and that's off a stick.
Now the pressure's on Montreal too, Rick.
Yep.
It's the pressure. It's on Montreal. I mean, it's a good pressure to have when you got young kids that haven't been in a playoff series before.
They need 2 points to guarantee a playoff spot. Got 1 game left. It'll be against Carolina in a couple of nights.
And it's all because of Columbus.
Yes.
2 weekend wins kept them right in the race.
Blue Jackets hanging around. Similar in the West, too, with Calgary hanging around still for a chance for a playoff spot. There's a shot by Foligno, shorthanded, glove by Montembeault, and he hangs on with 55 seconds to go in this Montreal power play.
Well, there's a method to that madness right there, and that is fire it to the goalie. You know he's going to cover it and stop right in front of him, but shorthanded, the play is really picked up. I mean, not a real threat last year or early this year, but then it really got humming thanks to Ilya Mikheyev, who's had an outstanding inaugural debut with the Chicago Blackhawks. And now the Hawks have 6 shorthanded goals for. They've allowed 7 against, but that's pretty impressive numbers right there.
And 5 of them come in the last 11 games. It's been crazy. And they've had 2 good looks for a shorty tonight as well. 1 off the crossbar and 1 terrific save.
Yeah.
Here's a chance now breaking through. Demidov with the play in front, and it's shoveled wide of the goal by Newhook. Boy, Demidov's made a great impression in his first game, huh, Panger? He's
sure
been
has.
all over the place. A goal and a helper already, and another chance there set up by number 93. Newhook with a pass to the circle. Batted away. Newhook resets on the right side. Drops it off. Demidov to the circle. Newhook tip pass in front, and it's swept away off a stick, and
great stick.
Fanned on by Gallagher.
Great read by Kaiser. That was his stick.
Suzuki feathers a pass through. Gallagher takes a spill as he slides over the blue line, gets up looking for a penalty. Won't come, makes a pass over. One-timer shot wide on the far side by Demidov. 2 shots on the man advantage. Hawks back to even strength now and get a chance to work it out. Here's Nazar. He'll gain the line. play the puck in deep at the end of his shift.
That's a smart play right there. You're tired already. It's a 2-on-2. Get the puck in deep.
Crevier plays the puck to the circle. It's intercepted and carried out by Matheson. Stolen back by Crevier. The big defenseman works the puck in. Donato in the middle of the shot up high, and a blocker saved by Montembeault. Donato looking for his 32nd goal. Bedard bats the puck back in behind. Evans able to take control.
That was a clean look, too. Good wrist shot there by Donato.
Quick up finds Connor Bedard on the right side. He'll flip one towards the goal off the glove of Matheson into the corner. Reichel hassling, but it's played around to Patrick Laine. Drops it off behind the net. Canadians having trouble. Able to fire it out, though. Kapanen plays the puck in. Hawks quickly break that up, and it's steered deep by Reichel. Diaz to the bench. Oliver Moore on the forecheck. Habs play it all the way around. That'll roll into the Hawks zone for an icing call on Montreal. Check out the Chicago lead, presented by Wind Creek Chicago Southland. Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek Chicago Southland, where the action never stops. Play the hottest table games, enjoy the newest slots, and celebrate big jackpots. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner.
Well, there's a win waiting for the Montreal Canadiens, but it may not be around this corner.
If the Hawks have anything to do with it. Nazar will take the draw after the icing call. As he faces off against Evans. Scramble. And it's lifted out by the Canadiens. Won't have enough for icing. They're able to change. Kaiser gets back to it over to Levshunov. Skates the puck to center. Puts one in wide. Lane Hutton chips it ahead. Oh, now it's sped through. Dvorak over the line, takes a look with a shot up high, and a blocker save by Soderblom. Hawks break out. Teravainen to center, off a stick. Hudson plays it across, and the puck's lifted back through the neutral zone. Glove down by Gallagher, close to being offside. Hawks have it though, play continues.
I agree. Yep. There we go.
Must have heard you. Green with a pal. Look out. Off the stick of the defenseman Hudson and out of play.
Well, let's go back to that penalty kill situation where Wyatt Kaiser, 44 in the white, has to really react quick right there. And just enough. He's got some help too, because Teravainen collapsed down low as they read the play. Teravainen's there. Now watch the good reaction. There. And it goes right between the legs. Got to have good sticks, good seams. In the first period and parts of the second, the slot was wide open. And remember Kevin Dean saying there's a few corrections. Young D are, they're going to make errors, and it's about getting them through them and coaching them through those situations. I think as the game's gone on, they have tightened up that area.
Suzuki chasing the puck, watched by Rinzel. Slavkovsky leaned onto the corner. Old Caulfield able to fish it free. He'll play it back to the line. Gets the return pass just out of his reach, though, to go to the corner. Suzuki brings the puck to the near side. Foligno's there for the Hawks. Turns back. Pressured. Classic in to help. Rinzel gets the puck up the boards, and onto it now is Oliver Moore as he skates through center into the zone. Stops down low, waiting for support to come from the bench, so he'll fling it back around the boards. Foligno was behind. It bounced away from him. Crevier pinching. Canadians take it away. Approaching the 5-minute mark of the third.
A gopher and a terrier on the same line now with Oliver Moore and Ryan Green. By the way, Ryan Green was drafted right here in Montreal.
So fitting he makes his NHL debut in this building. Poleno trying to get through, taken away by Newhook. He opened the scoring in this game. Demidov with the other Montreal goal. There's Armia. He's got a couple of helpers. Nazar and Bertuzzi on the power play, both scoring for Chicago. That's where we stand here. Past 5 minutes into the third, all tied up at 2. Hudson back at the line, will play the puck to the boards. Gets it back. Takes a look. Drops it off. Demidov shoots, and that was blocked by Veleno. Hawks take off. Slager wheeling out with Reichel on the rush. Flipped it through for Reichel. Right in! Scores! Lucas Reichel puts it home and gives Chicago a 3-2 lead.
Great little give and go. And for Slaggert, he waited for as long as he could. Knew that Reichel had some speed in the middle lane drive right here. Hudson goes over to the puck carrier, and basically the man is left. And let's see if Montreal doesn't sort this out right. Yeah, see the way Hudson went right over the puck carrier, but there's no one there to see the follow-up player, which would be Reichel, and only Slaggert read it. The Montreal Canadiens don't have another man back, and maybe Hudson went to the wrong guy right there, and Slaggert made them pay with a beautiful little saucer pass that was flat like a pancake, and Reichel finishes it off.
8th of the season for Reichel. The Hawks have their first lead of the game at the 5:39 mark of the third period. Back to the puck is Kaiser. Flip it around for Levshunov. Plays it ahead. Over the head of Mikheyev. That finds its way out the center. Off the skate of the linesman. Mikheyev chops at it. Anderson knocks it away from him. Broken up by Donato. Head across to Bedard, who gains the line with a pass over to Donato. Stops on the half boards, bumped by Matheson. They're in a battle as the puck's caught up in their feet along the wall. Slides into the corner. Donato spun around by Matheson.
Now let's see what kind of winning habits the Hawks can come up with here against a desperate team. You've got a lead now. Montreal is the team playing the clock. You got to manage the puck well.
Gallagher stick lifted by Donato, who gets the puck at the end of his shift and plays it in deep. 14 and a half left.
That won't be a bad play as this game goes on. And not all the time it'd be passive, but when you don't have a play, get it in deep.
Head up the near side, tipped into the zone by Oliver Kapanen. Brinzel's on it now with a play up the near boards. Not out. Teravainen couldn't tip it past Gouli, who stood his ground. Pass off a skate, a one off of Kapanen through the crease and out the other side. Line is checked by Vlasic. And here comes Nazar. He's flying down the wing. Nazar with speed, trying to go to Hudson, got a shot away. Montembeault able to make the save and hang on. And again, you see the afterburners of number 91. Wow. He is such a great skater. Meantime, Reichel with the goal that puts the Hawks on top 3-2 in the third. Season auction closes tomorrow. Bid on one-of-a-kind items with proceeds benefiting the Chicago Blackhawks Foundation. Text Blackhawks to 76278 or go to blackhawks.com/auction.
Been a long time since I rock and roll, pal. Good tunes here at the Bell Center. And let's take a look at that play. Veleno blocks the shot, and Slaggert ends up getting it right to Reichel, and Reichel just powers this one through the arm of Montembeault. And then shortly after that, Nazar goes busting down the side and nearly scores in the same area. Montembeault just squeezed it to the side of his body.
Frank Nazar hits the turbo boost. He flies.
He's special. He definitely is. This has been really fun to watch him too, and you know, learning the game at the center ice position and getting the matchups. It's not easy, as we well know. He's doing a phenomenal job.
There's a quick shot by Teravainen, the setup by Bertuzzi after Montembeault gave it away behind the net, but the shot never got through. Crevier gives the puck to Bertuzzi, gets it back, shoots off a stick into the corner. Nazar settles it down, try to get it back across. It's deflected high off the glass. Crevier has to regroup back at center. Fires the puck in deep.
And that little battle in the corner, some of the little things that Nazar and the younger players are going to learn from the veterans, how strong you have to be on your stick, whacking the stick, and winning those stick battles.
Canadians bring it out, flip through to Gallagher, spins away from Vlasic. Anderson trying to work it in front. That's blocked in the corner by Rinzel. Played out front, tipped away by Vlasic. Kept alive. There's a shot from the line. It's stopped by Soderblom. Played back to the point. Gooley's there. Mikheyev now will chop it off the boards and off Gooley and out.
Yeah, let's sort things out. Find your man. Tighten it up in the D zone right there.
Gallagher pass blocked, intercepted Rinzel. Nice stick there, and the Hawks head up ice. Bedard has Donato with him. Drops it off. Donato the shot, and it's blockered away by Montembeault. Here's Bedard. He shoots, put it just wide. Had traffic in front, went glove side and just missed by a foot. Levshinov, hot pass deflected by Donato wide. Bedard on it, fires it back. Kaiser feeds it over. Here's Bedard again, tip back to Kaiser. Kaiser gives the puck to Donato, leaves it for Bedard. Hawks buzzing now, looking for a 2-goal lead. Bedard had it knocked away as he went to make a play, and Anderson late in the shift got a stick in there to break it up.
Oh, he wants to counter again.
Here comes Bedard one more time, down the right side as he works the puck deep. Played it towards Moore. It's knocked to the corner by Montreal. Foligno trying to work it back down the boards. Moore tied up. Sticks with it. Finally taken away. Newhook on the rush. Levshinov broke it up.
Great
Following
play.
up. Laine gains the line. Chopped off his stick. Shot Newhook off a stick wide. Savard racing in. Bumped by Foligno. Bounces back to Foligno. He'll sweep it out. Head to the bench.
Really like the defending part of Levshinov's game right here. He's closed on players, closed on Montreal forwards, used his stick well. Hasn't got outside the dots. You know, that's one of the keys, is you don't want to be swimming outside the dots. You try to maintain some composure from the dots in as well, but there's a play by Sam Rinzel and another solid game by the big lanky right-hander, and here's the play by Bedard. Gains the zone, drops it back, good sequence, better save by the goalie, and here's Bedard's got it right here, and he fires it, and he misses to the glove side. Levshinov then with a good stick here. First he intercepted the first one that you didn't see. Now, look, there's the stick, and there's the gap closure right there. Swatting it right off the blade.
Off the draw, Murphy with a shot that never got through. Backhanded by Boleno was blocked, and the Canadians have a chance to get it out. Tipped through, Laine trying to catch up. Murphy there first. Crevier plays it up the boards towards Slaggert. Up to center, but intercepted and played right back in by Newhook. Midway mark of the third period.
Yeah, a little change here for Marty St. Louis, the head coach of Montreal. He's got Laine from the fourth line now to the third line with Newhook and Demidov.
Boleno chips the puck in deep. Matheson bumped by Boleno. Puck comes around on the other side of Carrier, and he'll try and get it out. Can't get it past Bertuzzi. By himself, though, as the Hawks were changing. Stays in the battle. Now it's Teravainen. Makes a play across. Rinzel shovels the puck in deep. Carrier around the board. Slafkovsky pressured by a pinching Alex Vlasic.
Well timed.
Puck played out. Teravainen back on D. Brought back in offside. Hawks have it. Delayed call. And Rinzel will settle it down, then feather one through. Suzuki giving Vlasic trouble, but can't touch the puck. Now he tags up. And the Hawks will break up. With a long feed, it's Rinzel banking it ahead. Mikheyev tipped it in. Montembeault fires it up the boards. Suzuki now works it in. Dropped off, Cole Caulfield back to Suzuki and reaching in to break that up. Another play by Levshinov defensively. Comes back to him and he'll feed it ahead to Bedard. 3 Hawks over the line. Bedard cuts across. Takes a look. Connor Bedard slows it down. And it's taken away by Slafkovsky. A little indecision by number 98.
Plays to be made there.
Donato on the attack. Cuts across. Got a shot away and he put it just wide. Bedard gets the puck back behind the net towards Donato. Hopped off his stick. Oliver Moore feeds it to Bedard from the corner now. Sharp angle, put it wide off the glass. Kaiser can't keep it onside. Good job to turn away and get the puck across, and now the Canadians settle it down. Hawks changing as we approach the final 8 minutes of the third. Hudson on the attack. Cuts in deep with a pass in front. Knocked aside. Here's a chance. Shot stopped by Soderblom. Struble let it go. Fed back to the line. Lane Hudson surveys. Just inside the zone. A wrister deflected. Broken up by the rookie Green. And he'll try and poke it through. Did, but that's intercepted. Hawks need to change anyway. As Moore's the lone man up on the forecheck, and he peels off too. Demidov back on the ice, flying down the wing. Into the zone, Demidov with a shot, stops Soderblom, rebound settled down by Veleno. He'll break out with a pass over to Reichel. In with Slaggert, Reichel, Slaggert, backhand off a skate, pinballs wide. Reichel makes a bump, leaned on by Struble. Puck play back to Crevier, quickly across, Murphy throws the puck in deep one more time, it's played around, and Demidov fires a pass out to Newhook. Laine with him, over the blue line. Laine gets the puck. Murphy jabs it away. Good play there by the veteran defenseman at Slaggert. Brings the puck up, puts it across to an open side. Quickly ahead. Caulfield backs in. He'll fire a pass over. Slafkovsky on the attack. Dropped off. One-timer. Blocker saved by Soderblom. Slafkovsky one more time. Suzuki plays it back to the line. Rister. Soderblom got a piece of that and it went wide. Hawks have a chance to get it out. Nazar chips it in. He's by himself. Bumped in the corner. In a battle there with Carrier. Nazar sticks with it. Trying to get it in front. Knocked off his stick. Recovers though. Here's Nazar again with a shot. Chipped across. Pad save off Bertuzzi by Montembeault. And he's able to cover up. 6.5 left. A wild one in Montreal. The Hawks up 3-2 on Chicago Sports Network.
Two outstanding careers from the same draft, nearly 850 games each for the emotional Patty Maroon and Alec Martinez, both expecting very, very soon as well to add to their families, and a wonderful night for all of us to be a part of.
And let's check out our Mass Mutual dynamic duo. And there they are, Panger.
Well, there we go, 848 games for the Big Rig. 1,590 hits. Look at the Pims right there. And he laid it on the line every game. 862 for Alec Martinez. The blocks, 1,884 block shots for Alec Martinez. Man, no wonder he endeared himself to all his teammates that he played with. And this last play by Frankie Nazar, I mean, it caught a lot of people by surprise. I think it might have glanced off a stick, but good on Bertuzzi to even get a piece of that right there. In the meantime, Pat Maroon really did a great job with Lucas Reichel. You remember the story, brought him home for Christmas and whatever. Well, right now, Maroon had the game-winning goal January 3rd against Montreal. Right now, it's on Reichel's stick.
Perfect. Really, Reichel got his game turned around when he played with Maroon and Craig Smith for a good chunk of the season. It really seemed to help him having those two veteran players on his wings.
Yep, Lucas told me this morning, he goes, I'm going to miss the big fella. He made it fun to come to the rink.
Here's Gallagher on the attack. Levshinov cut him up, pinballed in front. Good play there by Kaiser, and away come the Hawks. Teravainen and Nazar to center. Kaiser joins late. Teravainen slows it down and makes the simple play, puts the puck around. Bertuzzi up on the forecheck. Jabs it free, by himself though, waiting for support to join from the bench. Leaned on by Gouli.
Man, he's elusive. Yes. Bounces one way, somehow the puck stays on his stick. That is winning a board battle.
Good work there by Donato to fish it free, and then the pass to Bedard's off a stick, and that deflects back into the Hawk zone. Vlasic banks it around to Rinzel. Feeds it ahead, tipped through by Donato and shoveled in by Mikheyev. Matheson watched by Bedard. 5.5 left, third period.
Yeah, this is where you stay on the offensive side of the puck. I mean, the defensive side, excuse me. Anywhere from the puck to your net. That's where you stay. It's a safe spot.
Up by a goal, just over 5 left, third period. Soderblom stops that behind the net. Rinzel sweeps at it. Canadians get it though. Caulfield banks it in deep to Slafkovsky. Over to Suzuki. He lets it slide by. Carrier activates. He'll cut in deep. Put it in front off traffic. That was blocked off the stick of Rinzel. Lines up on the boards. Carrier gets it again. Slafkovsky. Pass deflected. Settled down by Carrier behind the net. Slafkovsky one more time. Suzuki goes in front. Slafkovsky surveys. Back to the line instead. Slafkovsky one more time. Wrists that towards the goal. Blocked by Vlasic. He'll bring the puck to the line and feed it through. Donato trying to catch up to it. So Montembeault forced to play the puck, and the Hawks will make a change. Alexander Carrier plays it across and then gets it back from Demidov. Hawks settle back. Struble feeds it ahead to Laine. Swept away by Crevier. Tip behind to Demidov. Fan on the pass, trying to get it up the boards. Newhook hustles over. He's in a battle with Moore, and finally Murphy gets the puck. Puts it hard off the boards. Foligno there to steer it out as he'll deflect that inside the Montreal blue line.
That's a good veteran play right there. Use the boards, and then Foligno's anchored in to get it out.
Newhook with a shot off the stick of Murphy wide. They come together in behind. Penalty coming up. It'll be a holding call. Murphy doesn't like it. Took a second. And he'll protest as he heads to the box, and will send Montreal to a late power play.
Number 5, Chicago, Minor penalty for holding.
Murphy off. Fourth power play for the Canadians coming up. The hold on number 5.
Well, this is obviously great to see. Ryan Green there, born on the right, and there's Grandpa Bill right there, and Grandma Christine also at the game here with got his Montreal Canadiens t-shirt on while his grandson is born, and there's the family right there, and certainly a great moment. And Ryan Green and the Hawks would like nothing more than to have a great little celebration afterwards with the family and friends, and nothing like coming away with a W.
Up by 1, but the Canadians on their 4th power play.
Oh boy, that call behind the net. I don't blame Connor Murphy at all for being disgruntled with that call.
Habs are 0 for 3. Hawks have been around on the shorthanded chances too tonight. Now Foligno's waved out. Mikheyev in, but Laine wins it. He'll get the puck, shoots. That was blocked by Vlasic right off his leg. Got hurt, but it slides off the center. Vlasic trying to shake it out. Stays out there as the Habs control. Caulfield switches number to 13 as a tribute to the late Johnny Gaudreau this season. Works the puck around. Lane Hutson takes a look. Passing to Laine from the left side all the way across. Here's Suzuki. On the half boards. Back to the line of Hutson. Nick Suzuki shoots. Blocked. Again off of Vlasic. Kept alive though by Hutson this time. Laine Slavkovsky. Caulfield. Shoved back toward the line, but sticks with it. Makes a pass over to Hudson with a bit of room. Here's Hudson. Passing. It's gone. Caulfield sneaks it by, and it's all tied up.
Hudson was able to get the puck in the middle of the ice, and he's got such composure right there. He could have shot it. He went to the one side to Cole Caulfield, and it looked like it glanced off the post. Whether Caulfield gets it or Slavkovsky does, there, and off the post and in the net. And it went off the skate of Slavkovsky and then off the post, off the body and in. Yes, it'll be Slavkovsky's goal off what I would say is a questionable call that time of the game behind the net. And it's put the Montreal Canadiens in a position right here. They need the 2 points.
They ice the puck off the ensuing faceoff. Slavkovsky gets the goal. That'll be 18 for him on the year. And here's the penalty that
behind
Connor Murphy didn't like.
Connor Murphy gives a bigger guy on Newhook, gives him a little bit of a shove right there. Referee sees the arm out there, and Murphy looks at the ref right away like, I can't believe I just got that call against, and sure enough, it's a goal against. Nothing going on 5-on-5 for Montreal. I mean, that was the jump they needed, was a power play.
Wyatt Kaiser with a puck, makes a pass on the far side of Bertuzzi. He'll play it around the glass. Canadians are on it. Dvorak almost stolen by Nazar. Gets some help from Teravainen. Here's Nazar in front. That pass tipped and hopped over a stick as Bertuzzi tried to feed it to Frank Nazar. Seems to be all over the ice. Now we'll hit off on a change. Rinzel plays it across. Vlasic pressured by Slavkovsky. Now it's tipped in deep by Mikheyev. Picked up by Matheson around the boards over to Slavkovsky, who's got the equalizer. Here comes Suzuki in on Vlasic. Suzuki. Oh, he takes a spill as Vlasic shoves him down behind the net, and Rinzel gets the loose puck and makes a play to Mikheyev.
Great job by Vlasic to...
Here's Rinzel trying to make a play to the goal, broken up by a diving Carrier. Rinzel now will bank it behind. Mikheyev. Sam Rinzel, quick pass across for Bedard. Had to take it off the boards. Cycles the puck to Donato. All the way around. Rinzel's waiting for it. Minute and a half left in regulation. Pass down low. Mikheyev put it in front. Donato's stick was tied up. Connor Bedard walks it across the line. Takes a peek. Sees Mikheyev going to the bench. Foligno joins him off the bench. Bedard puts the puck to the corner instead. Caulfield there for Montreal. They'll flip it to the blue line. It's batted out with a high stick. Doesn't matter. The Hawks will touch it first. Crevier, long feed, deflected, steered in by Foligno. Hudson's on it, he'll bump it back as we hit the final minute of play in the third period. 3-3 game of Montreal, Foligno steals. Fires the puck back in. And Hudson got away from him. Slaggert chips the puck towards Veleno. Here's Foligno on the other side, behind the net to Joe Veleno, the Montreal native. He'll work it free, bank it back. Crevier with a shot off of Slaggert wide. Chipped off the glass, out to center ice. Crevier there, plays it across. Slaggert got it ahead now to Foligno.
Great response here. After giving up that power play goal, the players frustrated, and they come back with two really good shifts here at 5-on-5.
23 seconds left. Canadians bring it out. Pushed in Dvorak, feeds it ahead. Chopped away from Gallagher. Bertuzzi turns up ice. Hawks have time here if they can get going, but he's bumped off the puck by Anderson. Settled down by Montreal. 5 seconds to go, and Hudson will just take his time. This game is headed to overtime. All even. 3-3 through 3. 60 minutes in the books. We've got OT coming up next on Chicago Sports Network.
a big moment here for Leighton Hudson here as he walks in here and distributes like he does so well. He gets an assist on that, and with Chris Chelios closely monitored it and texting him about a week and a half ago, there he is, Leighton Hudson. Dad Rob played for the UIC Flames, lives in Barrington, and he has just passed the Hall of Famer and the great Chris Chelios. 65 points, most by a rookie defenseman in Montreal Canadiens history. Congratulations, Leighton. You've got a heck of a career on your hands, that's for sure.
And he's got a pretty good, speaking of his hands, he's got a pretty good stranglehold, I think, on the Calder Trophy this year as well, Penguin. Mentioned earlier in the show, if you are joining us late, the last Montreal Canadian to win the Calder for top rookie, Ken Dryden in 71-72. Hard to believe it's been that long.
Great players that they've had in this storied franchise.
All right, that goal was on the power play, ties it up at 3. We're headed to overtime. So the Hawks are guaranteed a point, which means, Panger, they will have points in 5 of their last 7 games going into their season finale tomorrow in Ottawa, regardless of what happens here. This has been a great one. A lot of fun in Montreal tonight. Seesaw battle. Hawks were down 2-0 at one point. Fought back, took the lead. Late power play goal ties it up. OT's underway.
Good job by Nazar just to get his head over the puck on Dvorak, and he was frustrating the veteran centerman.
Matheson drops it off. Suzuki takes the puck. Dvorak was out there for the draw. He heads off, and on comes Cole Caulfield. He takes the pass. Working in on Vlasic. Slows it down. Back to Matheson. He'll reset out at center ice. Building's been buzzing. A win will guarantee a playoff spot for Montreal. Suzuki. Crowd was on its feet during the break, Panger, before the overtime started.
Good job by Nazar there, one-on-one against Suzuki.
Goes back to the puck.
Yeah, quick line change.
Carolina on the ice. Suzuki drops it off. Caulfield takes off with speed. Trying to get around Carolina. Throws a pass back to the blue line. Suzuki. He wanted to change, but he sticks with it. Dropped off. Here's Hudson. Dashing, and he turns back to the blue line. Lane Hudson on the attack. Spinning. Lost the handle. Hawks have a chance here to break up. Moore has to settle it down first. And he'll turn back. Shadowed by Suzuki.
He can outskate anybody.
Here's Rinzel.
Look who just popped on the ice.
Demidov's out there for Montreal. Rinzel shakes him and makes a pass over to Bedard.
Last half to wear number 93, Hall of Famer Doug Gilmour.
Connor Bedard carries out. Gains the line. Bedard slows it down. Surveys. Forced back out to center by Demidov. He'll bump it down the boards to Rinzel. Nazar with them as well. Rinzel zigzagging. Works it across. Here's Nazar. Over to Bedard. Has to pick it up off the near side boards. Back to the blue line. Walks it across. Connor Bedard. He'll reset.
Look at the age out there.
On the ice. Slows it down. Nice pass. Rinzel. Fan as he was checked by Newark. Got a stick in the way. Nazar trying to get to the puck. Newark able to get control with the feed. Trying to spring Demidov. Good play, Nazar. He'll turn it back the other way. Frankie Nazar drops it off. Bedard retreats to the boards. Here's a nice pass to Rinzel, looking for his first in the NHL, stopped by Montembeault. Oh, that would have been huge. Demidov been out for a bit. He wants to change, and he bumps it back to Lane Hudson. 2.5 left in overtime.
Good one, Helen. Maybe number 20. Ryan Green's stick right here. In his first NHL game.
Shadowing. Hudson skates up from behind the net. Directing traffic as he's forced wide by Green. He'll flip it across.
He wanted a line change, so he's like, hey, I got to get off the ice.
Here's a long pass, too far. Matheson, the defenseman, will chase it down, though. Plays it back as he's knocked down in the corner. Puck slides out to center ice.
That was Green that took him down there in the corner.
Final 2 minutes of overtime. Line A carries in. Lets it go, and a good save there by Soderblom. Line A sets a great shot. Now the Hawks have a chance to break up. Carolina forced to reset back in his own zone.
That's an 80-mile-an-hour wrist shot.
He can still shoot the puck.
Wow, was that wicked.
With the best of them.
Great save. Great reaction with the blocker.
Teravainen, a little sloppy, but Mikheyev helps out, and he'll play it down low. Levshunov on it. Gets the puck to Mikheyev. They'll work it through 2-on-2. Mikheyev with a burst of speed. Stops on the half boards. Laine blew a tire. Mikheyev gets it back to Teravainen, plays it across. Levchinov still looking for his first NHL goal. He'll play it back to Teravainen. Quickly ahead now to Bedard just off the bench. Circles back out to the neutral zone, all the way inside his own blue line as he's watched closely by Caulfield. Vlasic takes the pass. He turns back. Final minute of overtime. Connor Bedard on the attack. In with Nazar. Bedard slows down. Bedard swings in. Trying to bump it back to Vlasic. It's broken up by Caulfield.
Look out for Hudson.
He'll work it in. Long reach. Vlasic. Nice job there to knock it away. Vlasic under pressure. Chopped away. Stolen by Cole Caulfield. Stolen back by Connor Bedard. Up to Vlasic. Vlasic. Here Bedard calling for it. Gets the puck. Zigzagging over the line. All by himself. So Bedard will control the puck as he cuts in deep around Suzuki. He thought about the Michigan, but doesn't do it. Stays with it. Half minute left in OT. Little pass by Bedard. Finds Donato. Ryan Donato to Sam Rinzel. Back to Donato, pick it up out of the corner. And retreat out towards the blue line. Now Bedard one more time. Donato and Bedard switch sides. Bedard. 9 seconds of overtime. Forced back. Makes a play to Rinzel. 5 seconds left. Rinzel, nice move. Here's Rinzel. He's to shoot. Stopped by Montembeault. Got the blocker on it. And overtime expires. What a chance late for Sam Rinzel. And yet this game is going to the shootout.
Fantastic. Fantastic effort here. Right to the very end. Bedard waits, holds on to it, plays it to Rinzel, and this wrister stopped by Sam Montembeault, and he has made some good saves late. And then another one after this wrist shot here by Laine, a good one behind the net. You can see that as he did in St. Louis last Christmas, he tried that, it wouldn't fit on the blade, so he just keeps her going, waits for another play, and then the last play was to Rinzel, who had another good scoring chance. And a good save by Montembeault. Boy, the fans have got their money's worth here in this game. It has been highly entertaining. So have we, for sure. We're seeing the youth and the future of the Hawks against a team trying to secure their first playoff spot since 2021 and 21.
Yeah, the year they went to the final,
lost to Tampa in 5 games. Connor Bedard in the last game against Winnipeg came in on the shootout against Connor Hellebuyck, and he's a guy that likes to go high whenever he shoots, but he read this one beautifully, as good goal scorers do, and he stopped, stuttered, and put it right underneath the goal stick of Hellebuyck.
Hawks had the only 2 shots in overtime, so they outshoot Montreal 25-22 for the night. And now we go to the shootout. Hawks will finish off tomorrow night in Ottawa. Canadiens next game Tuesday at home to Carolina. Caulfield up first. Round 1. Shootout. Cole Caulfield in on Soderblom. And he makes the save. Try to go 5-hole, shut down with a stick.
Good stick positioning there by Soderblom. A lot of times the goaltender, when moving, that heel of the stick maybe gets off the ice, and I think that's what Cole was waiting for here. But great patience and obviously technique shown by Arvid Soderblom. Another strong performance in net for him.
Frank Nazar has been flying. He has a goal in the game. Up first for the Hawks in the shootout on Montembeault. Bobble got it back, makes a move, and scores on the backhand. Locks it for a second, recovered in time, goes upstairs, and draws first blood in the shootout.
Nobody can find the puck right there. What a play. After he loses it, maybe that changed his mind a little bit too, because his momentum was going one side, and that fools the goalie. The goalie leans, and he makes a great backhander.
Round 2. Patrick Laine against Soderblom. As Laine works in. Glove save, Soderblom snags that one.
Thanks for coming. Give the old glove and take it away just like that against a guy that can really fire it. And you can see that curve of the stick of Laine, and doesn't go up high enough. Goaltender's glove is right there with a good save.
And that's Brendan Gallagher. He's over at the talking to the referee at the penalty box.
Are they still debating whether or not that Nazar puck was in the net or not. Remember, they never found the puck. I bet that's what it is. Look at Monteball is still looking underneath, and he's looking for the puck.
Okay, a long discussion. The referees are Francis Chiron and Graham Skilleter.
Let's take
a look.
There's the lost control, forehand. Oh,
it's in for sure.
It's in.
It just got lodged up. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is, right there.
Yeah, you can see it. There's your smoking gun, Panger, right there.
Yep.
All right, you know what that means. It means Teuvo Teravainen's got a chance to win it. Sure, what Marty St. Louis not happy, but yeah, it's still pretty clearly in. It's still there.
It's right there.
Yeah. I don't think there's any doubt.
Unless there was something else. Can't see it. Glove save. Stick save. Nothing there from Montreal's point of view.
Okay. And I think
they're going to go over there.
They can finally find it.
It's right there. How can you not find it when we just saw it on the camera?
Panger, Easter's coming up this weekend. It's like an Easter egg hunt. Check behind the potted plant.
There you go, boys. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Easter Bunny hit that one good.
I could never hide the eggs that well for the kids. Seem to always find them. I don't know how that happens.
All right. Mystery solved. Teravainen's got a chance to win it.
They're checking if it was offside. Just
Teravainen's going to have to do some squat thrusts to get his blood going again. All right, here we go. A chance to win it for Teuvo Teravainen in round 2 of the shootout. In on Montembeault. Put it high on the backhand. That's up into the netting. And the shootout continues.
That one did not go in. The old forehand, backhand, forehand shimmy shake, forehand high hoister.
Nick Suzuki has to score. Soderblom can win it with a save. Montreal captain zigzagging in. Way wide. Here's Suzuki. Off the post, off the back of Soderblom, and it stays out.
No goal.
And the Hawks win in a shootout. 4-3 your final.
Isn't that great? Look at the reaction of these boys on the ice celebrating. Great stuff right there after Slavkovsky tied it on the power play late. 3-on-3, had many chances both ways, and Arvid Soderblom gets the W in net with that backhander going off the post. It came up high and it landed on his back and to the side.
That close. Soderblom stops all three. And the Hawks win. They sweep the season series. Here's that chance.
You watch the post on the right side of your screen. Fake the shot right there. It's a beautiful move. Beautiful move. And there, I mean, it had the opportunity to go off the pad and in the net. And that would be a goal. Referee was right behind. And that's how close it is for the Montreal Canadiens to secure a playoff berth or to fight another day.
Pad, post, and then right in between his pad and his thigh there, Panger, as he was down on his knees.
Gritty effort.
Yep.
Now let's get ready to hop on a train. Head to Ottawa, the nation's capital.
So they lose a shootout against Winnipeg last out, and they win one here in Montreal as they knock off the Canadiens 4-3. That was a fun game. Season finale in Ottawa tomorrow night. For Darren Pang and our entire hardworking crew, Rick Ball saying thanks for watching Blackhawks hockey on Chicago Sports Network. Pat, Tony, Colin standing by. Blackhawks postgame live presented by Value City Furniture is next.
Off you go.
Unlimited 2% cash back. The Wells.
Montreal captain zigzagging in. Way wide. Here's Suzuki. Off the post, off the back of Soderblom, and it stays out.
No goal.
And the Hawks win in a shootout. 4-3 your final.
Isn't that great? Look at the reaction of these boys on the ice celebrating. Great stuff.
Soderblom denies Suzuki, and in the process denies the Montreal Canadiens their ticket to the Stanley Cup playoffs for now. Electric atmosphere at Bell Center tonight. Montreal with a playoff berth on the line, but the Hawks say not so fast. They take care of business 4-3 in a shootout with the U.S. Hockey Hall of Famer Tony Granato, two-time Stanley Cup champion Colin Fraser. I am Pat Boyle. Wow. I mean, Game 81, I didn't expect this much excitement. A lot on the line for Montreal. We had the Ryan Green, Demidov debuts, and basically the situation was this. A Montreal win, and they were in the postseason. If they lose their last two, beginning tonight with the Hawks, and Columbus wins their last two, then the Blue Jackets would go to the Stanley Cup playoffs. And the Columbus TV station took to social media today, buttering up the Blackhawks captain Nick Foligno, their former captain in Columbus, to do them a solid and hand the Montreal Canadiens a loss, and I guess it worked.
It sure did, and I can tell you, after watching this game and knowing what was at stake for Montreal and knowing how the Blackhawks played this game, they didn't back up at all. They weren't intimidated by the atmosphere of probably half the team hadn't played in that building. And you go in that building, it's loud. And you walk the streets to the game and you see the Canadian entourage of people that are Canadian fans in that area. It's pretty overwhelming for a young kid. And to go out on that ice and go blow for blow, stride for stride, hit for hit, chance for chance, and play at that level has got to have them feeling really good about themselves. It's got to be to have the Blackhawks scouts, management, and everybody fired up for how they've handled this last situation as the season winds down. To have a game like that is, I don't want to say a signature game, but it's certainly one that they can build off of and go into the summer with real positive feelings.
I think he just got a taste of the future a little bit there with Frankie Nazar, Sam Rinzel with a great opportunity right at the buzzer in overtime. The young kids were buzzing. You got Ryan Green, you got Oliver Moore, you got Levshunov, you got Rinzel, you got Vlasic. The list goes on.
Connor was good. Connor had his moments.
I always feel like he's an old guy now, and he's 19 years old. But you're in a playoff atmosphere, a hostile environment. You're playing a team that has a playoff chance on the line to clinch. They came out firing, and the Hawks pushed back, and they pushed back the whole game. And that was if you're a Hawks fan, you got to be excited about what you saw tonight in this game.
Subplots in this one. Ryan Green makes his NHL debut. His collegiate season just ended Saturday night in the NCAA championship game. And Ivan Demidov, fresh out of the KHL, comes to Canada, gets his work visa, and he makes his Montreal debut in a high-pressure situation. They needed a win to get into the Stanley Cup playoffs, and Demidov announces his arrival. Great edge work, sets up Alex Newhook.
Yeah, welcome to the NHL. Demidov, Montreal faithful, we're giving him all the love with this early in the first period. It's a nice goal. He's a skilled player, makes a skilled play. He's got a great skater, and got to tip your hat to him. Welcome to the NHL.
Great setup there to Newhook. Hawks had some struggles defending the slot in the first two periods. They tightened things up. Under 7 minutes, Matheson with the long pass here. It goes off the end boards. Demidov gets it and tucks in his first NHL goal to make it 2-0.
Yeah, a long stretch play that doesn't connect, but the speed of Demidov is able to get to him the puck, or get him the puck first. And you could see a little hesitation there on Soderblom. It looked like he was going to try to go out, then stop. Got a little bit flat-footed, and Demidov makes a good move going to the backhand and finding the last step of the net.
Playoffs on the line, physicality tends to ratchet up, and we saw that. Caden Gooley with the hit on Oliver Moore at the half wall. That gave the Hawks a power play.
Oh, man, Caden Gooley, he was not playing that puck for 1 second. Welcome to the NHL, Oliver Moore. I give him credit. He popped up right away. It didn't even faze him. Gooley was playing the body the entire time. You got to take a shoulder check before you cut and go up to the wall there in the D zone.
So the Hawks go on the man advantage late in the period. Hawks down 2-0. And what a great passing clinic here as they reload outside in the neutral zone. Bedard to Nazar to Bertuzzi to the back of the net.
Yeah, it was a great play all the way around, but the Blackhawks, as that puck was flipped out, they got on the transition quick, caught Montreal's defense a little lazy getting up the ice to close that gap. Because of that, the speed coming late from Nazar and Bertuzzi beat the defenders back to the net. And Bedard makes a great pass there. Frankie Nazar holds the goalie for a second. Bertuzzi catches, great release. And you have to take a hit like that Moore did on that, and your team responds with the power play goal. That's the way you handle a big hit like that.
All right, so it's 2-1. We go to the second period, under 4 minutes in the middle frame. Hawks on the man advantage. Nazar finds quiet eyes, and Tavo puts it on a tee.
Yeah, that's Nazar again. He was all over the ice in this game, making it look easy. Smart play here where he shoulder checks behind. He sees the D going down, so he pops a little bit higher, a little bit wider than he probably normally would. Tavo with a beautiful pass and a one-time goal. Frankie Nazar had a wonderful game, the entire game, every shift. He seemed to be all over it all game long, and that's a great shot. And Hawks fans get used to watching this guy do that.
So it's 2-2. We go to the third, 5.5 minutes into the third period. Joe Veleno comes through with a big-time block. It's your Midwestern University assist of the game. So Veleno starts out Slaggert, the sauce pass to Reichel. He scores his 8th to make it 3-2. There's the block that leads the rush.
Great block. Slaggert with an incredible saucer pass there, lays it to space. Reichel's speed, which we know he has, is able to get up there, catch up with that pass, and score that goal. But Joe Veleno didn't get a lot of credit in the months that he's been here. Big game for him tonight. He was physical, block shots, and when he makes a big shot block like this and turns this into the game, at least leading goal at the time, big play by him.
Less than 3 to go. Canadians trying for the equalizer. They're on the man advantage, and Hudson, who's probably going to win the Calder Trophy, takes the open ice that's given to him, gets it to Caulfield, and it goes off of Slavkovsky. Power play goal, 3-0.
It's a very unselfish play from a highly skilled player. He sees the open ice, sees the open lane, walks it right down Broadway. I think 9 out of 10 players are probably going to shoot it from there. Spencer Knight has to hold the net front. He doesn't know what's going to happen. He can't make a decision. He thinks he's probably going to shoot. You can see how far out he is, and he just pops it over to the right side. A little bit of a lucky goal off Slavkovsky's foot, but a heads-up play by Hudson.
We had 3-on-3 bonus hockey. It was entertaining. Rinzel had a shot at the buzzer to win it. We go to a shootout. Frankie Nazar loses the handle, but no problem, Tony.
Poise, stays with it. I don't know. The kid from, we've been bragging about him since the game started tonight, and to finish the game off with the game winner, very well deserved because he made big play after big play throughout this game tonight.
Time now for our Menards big save of the game. For that, we go to the end. Suzuki is denied a couple of times by Arvid Soderblom. What a way to finish it.
He just gets that pad on it. Suzuki makes a really good play. Probably thinks he's got a beat even, but Soderblom gets the right pad, stretches it out, and he gets a piece of that. It's hard to tell, but we watched the replays a couple times. He gets a piece of it and off the post.
And the celebration was the best part of the game. I mean, these guys worked for it. They earned it. And to see that many smiles and white jerseys right there, great night for them. Let's go finish it off tomorrow night with a boom and then go into summer training and be ready, because I can't wait for October when that puck drops for the opening night.
Hawks win it 4-3 in a shootout, a total team victory. Frank Nazar is standing by with Rick Ball and Darren Pang at Bell Center. All right, we'll try to reconnect the audio situation here. I just want to talk about the gravity of the situation, and for a young team to be going up against a Montreal team that had a win and in scenario in the Stanley Cup playoffs, a bunch of 23 and under guys, some making their NHL debuts. I mean, you name it. And to match the intensity, it's not hyperbole to say that this can help lead you into the offseason. It shows you at least what meaningful hockey games are like. And hopefully it's not too long in the distant future that this franchise, the Blackhawks, are playing meaningful games at this time of the season. And the fact that you were able to match it and surpass it and beat them, I don't know. It seems like it's a big-time learning moment.
It should be confidence for a lot of the guys. I mean, you look around the locker room and you see all these young guys with you. A lot of these guys haven't been in situations like this, certainly not in the National Hockey League, to play a game against a team that has to win. They had to win tonight. That everybody knew it. Everybody knew it. The papers leading up to it, all the media hype coming into this game. And you get off a plane and you walk into Montreal and you see the enthusiasm. It would have been like a Super Bowl going in there for that game. And the Blackhawks players, like I said a few minutes ago, they went stride for stride, hit for hit, weren't intimidated by the atmosphere. They showed up and really, deserve a lot of pats on the back for their performance.
You want to see improvement, and we know where we're at the standings. I get it, but you want to see improvement. You want to see good things happening and something starting to build. And we've been talking about it for a while, that things are starting to build, but I think it really built in this game in the sense that they didn't push, they didn't fall. They had pushed back. They went hit for hit. They went toe-to-toe. They scored big goals. Their young players were their best players. It's exciting to be a Hawks fan right now.
And I think their best forward the last month and a half has been Frank Nazar. Absolutely. We haven't re-established. Let's hear from Nazar, Ball, and Pang. They're trying to put me in a grave.
I know what
second to last show.
I know what
really?
Frank said.
Is that how you're going to do it right now? Let's put the guy in the grave right now?
We know what Frankie said. He said the guys played hard, and we're happy with how we played, and we're going to play again this hard tomorrow.
You know what? I'm going to call a 20. I'm going to call a full timeout right now. We're going to reload, and we're going to talk to the troops. We're going to get it together. We're going to finish strong. More Blackhawks Postgame Live, presented by Value City Furniture, after this timeout. we're back on Blackhawks Postgame Live, presented by Value City Furniture. Hawks win in a shootout. 4-3 was the final. Frankie Nazar loses the handle, but regathers and goes high over Montembeault. But the officials and the Canadiens did not know where the puck was. You saw it all the time, Tony, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, when you make a move like that, you go backhand, go right up underneath the bar. Clearly a goal, referee signaled goal, and then there was a little bit of confusion somehow. And that puck was gone, and what does that remind us of?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. Let's go back to June of 2010, 49 years since the Blackhawks had hoisted the Stanley Cup. It is Brian Campbell to Patty Kane, past Leighton. It's in the net. Kaner's ready to celebrate, but nobody else is sure. He comes down to the end. The end, he's like, do I grab him? Do I celebrate? Colin, you've got a pretty funny story about this.
This was an awkward moment. I was on the team. I was a healthy scratch for the game. Me and Adam Burish and Brian Bickle are in the locker room. We come sprinting out to the bench because we thought he scored, and we stopped at the bench because I didn't want to be that guy that went out there and celebrated and tossed all the stuff off, but then had to go back to the locker room and feel shame. So I'm glad that it went. Once we realized it was in the net, we went out there, we ran out there, we celebrated like anyone else. Thank gosh it was in the net, so I didn't have to feel like a fool going back to the dressing room.
All right, boys, break down Frankie Nazar's goal tonight.
Well, there were lots of things that Frankie Nazar did tonight that were exceptional. The way he thought the game, the way how hard he played the game. But this goal here that we see on the faceoff win in the offensive zone on a power play, he's going to get position. You can see him right in the middle. He's the guy right in the middle. This is his usual bumper spot. They're in the setup that they normally are. But just watch his movement as he recognizes Connor takes his defenseman and the back guy back door. That opens up all this soft ice behind him. So instead of holding his position where he normally would be, if he holds here and he gets his pass, this shot is probably getting blocked, or it's an easier save for the goaltender. But as he's backing off, okay, he comes outside the shot blocking defenseman's lane, and he also makes the goaltender have to travel to this side of the net to make that save and cover that post. And because of that movement, the goalie can't get over there. He's outside the shot blocker's lane, and there's the big power play goal for Frankie Nazar. So it's just a simple, smart play by him of recognizing what's the best ice for me and what's the hardest save for the goaltender to make.
And the key is the one-timer. Shooting the puck quick, shooting the puck fast. If he catches it, tries to release it, it gives time for Montembeault to get set, gives time for a defender to close the gap, to get a stick in there. The one-timer is the key. It's hard, it's fast, and it's accurate. He makes it look easy. Frankie Nazar is all over the ice in this game. He's an exciting player to watch. He's becoming one of the top players on the Blackhawks every single game, and a big, bright future for this guy as we roll on.
He said he was all over the place. Here he is on the forecheck and creating the scoring opportunity for Teravainen.
And I mean, think about that. He was way behind that D. The D looks over his shoulder, sees Frankie coming. He beats him to the puck. And then as he beats him to the puck, is still able to make that pass.
The speed continues to kill. Also trying to connect backdoor. That was on the tape of Bertuzzi.
Yeah, I mean, you can see his head up. His head is up the entire time. He's a threat to shoot. He's a threat to pass. He's making his decision. Here he is, relentless on the forecheck again. He's a competitive player. He's not a huge player, but he plays bigger than he is. He gets after guys, and he can get underneath guys, and he's tenacious, and he really never quits. He makes it look easy. Look how fast he is.
1-on-2, blows by the D, takes the puck to the net hard, almost gets it through him. Again, like you said, Fraz, it's just work, it's work, it's work, it's work, and then a smart plays like this to almost get Bertuzzi backdoor.
A relentless competitor that never quits, Frankie Nazar.
All right, more Blackhawks Postgame Live presented by Value City Furniture after this. Post-game live with tonight's Heat Check brought to you by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Nick Lardis just keeps on scoring. Hawks prospect had a hat trick yesterday against the Oshawa Generals in just a period and a half. It was his second hat trick in the last 3 games. He's got 11 goals in 7 games this postseason. He did injure his knee in this contest. No word yet on the severity. Hawks win 4-3 in a shootout over Montreal, preventing the Canadiens from punching their ticket for now to the Stanley Cup playoffs. Here's Anders Sorensen.
Hot. Yeah, honestly, I thought we played well. You know, I thought we 5-on-5 did a lot of really good things. Obviously, it was a little bit of a special teams. Scored 2 good goals on the power play, and then Sodi was good when we needed him.
It felt like early in the season the team might have succumbed to that. You know, the 2-0 start in the buildings against them and Canadian. What changed after that first, and you guys get back in that game?
Yeah, I think the power play goal was obviously big, but you know, we felt like even after the first, we were playing okay. Like we were down, it was electric in here, right? It was loud and you couldn't hear anything. But I thought for a young group, they handled it really well. You know, and I think that goal was obviously huge to come out 2-1 after the first, and we felt like, hey, we're doing a lot of good things here.
That Connor Murphy penalty, I don't know if you agree with it or not, but that could have been a demoralizing moment after that. What did you see from your team?
Yeah, no, I mean, you mean the ones they scored and tied it? Yeah, no, I mean, it's some adversity and we handled it well, right? I think the next shift was good, you know, and that's a big thing, right? You get scored on, you have a good shift, and we've done that the last handful of games here, so just positive, real positive.
That was an odd sequence in the shootout, right? Frank was saying that nobody believed he scored, including his own bench.
Yeah, it was kind of odd. Like I didn't really see it was in. It was kind of like one of those, like, is it in or not? And then he was kind of coming by and giving high fives to everybody. And some of the guys looked at me, and I'm like, oh, he must have scored. But then we looked up, and it had an X, and then it was kind of strange. And then Laine just went at it, right? So we didn't have a chance to, like, hey, what's going on? So, yeah, it worked out.
What did you see from Nazar in the regular part of the game?
I thought he was really good. I thought he was dynamite. Yeah, I thought he was the best player on the ice, both teams.
What, anything specifically to just impress your words development is?
I think we've talked a little bit about it, his entries, and just, I mean, I thought today's competing work ethic was through the roof, right? And, yeah, he's been trending this way for a long time here now. And with his pace of play, he's hard to play against, right? And, yeah, just really proud of him.
With Bernard, do you need him to be more aggressive? It seems like at times he's just maybe waiting a little bit or waiting for
Connor?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but it's also a possession thing, right? You don't want to take too many risks in 3-on-3 because it can go quick the other way, right? So we like him and Frankie together because they obviously offset each other a little bit. But, yeah, I don't mind it, but, you know, I'm not going to tell him what to do all the time, right?
What did you see for Ryan Green in his first game?
Good. Yeah, good first pro game. Yeah, absolutely.
You have a young team. How happy were you about the effectiveness of your forecheck tonight against Montreal? It seems like you were always able to sustain them deep down in theirs.
Yeah, that was a big emphasis for us going into the game. You know, we had talked about it. You know, because especially when we're on the road, right? You want to make sure you're getting in on the forecheck and sustain some offensive zone time, and I thought we did that. At second period there, we had a spurt of 5-6 minutes there. We were really good in that area, so yeah, that was positive.
Anything specific with Green stand out or things that
Last one for build on? You see his skating, right? I think you know, it's first game. It's a tough building to come into, but I thought he handled it real well. But his skating is noticeable. Just keep encouraging him here for the last game to hang on to pucks too.
Let's go.
Yeah, thank you.
So the Hawks win their second to last game 4-3 via the shootout. It also marked Ryan Green's NHL debut. This is a pretty cool thing when it comes to hockey, how the collegiate season ends on a Saturday night. You sign your pro deal on Sunday. You're on a flight to Montreal, and you're playing in a meaningful hockey game for your NHL debut. Your thoughts on what you saw from Green?
I thought he was great. He didn't play a ton of minutes, but for the atmosphere that he was thrust into for his first game and the everything on the line in the playoffs and the Demidov and all the storylines and everything. A little bit of nerves, I'm sure, a little bit of excitement. He had one really good chance in the slot. He blocked a few shots. He played center ice. He played in overtime. He played on the penalty kill. You got to tip your hat to him. And we talked to him before the game. Here's his opportunity. Oh, no, here he is. Okay. but see how well he skates. So that is the #1 asset on him. He's a responsible, reliable player. Coaches will trust this player, and he skates really, really well. Tip your hat to him. He did a great job.
Yeah, you pointed it out about jumping on the plane and then getting to Montreal. How about that when your Boston University teammates who just lost the national championship game get in cars and drive up there to support him? Every single player from their team that didn't sign an NHL contract was in that building night to support him. So that says what kind of character that kid has. The other thing that I watched him, tonight, and he reminds me a little bit of Troy Murray. I'm not saying he can ever win a Selke or be whatever, but I think that would be a player, if he could go back and watch old films of Troy Murray and try to emulate what Big Troy did.
There's
just some of his teammates right there.
All right, Montreal is in a bind right now. They are 1 point away from clinching a Stanley Cup playoff berth. They are home against Carolina, a team already in the playoff mix. Meanwhile, Columbus plays the Flyers and Islanders, so 2 teams out of the playoffs. How's this going to end for Montreal? Are they going to get at least a point against Carolina at home and get in? Or is this going to be Columbus coming in with the Hail Mary?
Hey, I love chaos. I love chaos.
Well, then you must have loved this postgame show.
Yeah, I like that too.
Did it work out for you?
I would love to see Columbus win both these games and watch a Montreal loss just for the pure chaos. I have no skin in the game whatsoever, but Montreal, Canadian city, Canadian fans, I'm a Canadian, I get how it goes. People will be going crazy.
I mean, it would be a heck of a story if Columbus could find a way to sneak in the playoffs and win their last 4 games.
Well, I'm rooting for chaos.
Well, Montreal will get it.
Well, maybe we'll have chaos tomorrow. Blackhawks play their 82nd game of the season against Ottawa. We will have the pregame show at 5:30. Rooting for chaos.
If I could turn back time.
He's a natural-born leader. Join our team.